$10,000 or more to the IRS or state, get protected today. Call 800-312-9970. Coast One Tax Group, protecting your bank, home.
That's right. It is Vermillion Tanager basketball here on a New Year's Day national holiday. We are in T at the T Area Titans High School. This is Michael Schumacher along with Jen Ashley bringing you Tanager basketball. This game was moved up from Tuesday to today to try to avert the coming storm. I think they're calling the winter storm Hudson. Not like Hudson, South Dakota, which has a great meat and sausage place, but Hudson, the winter storm, anywhere from 4 to 12 inches of snow. So we're hoping to get this game in. Tip-off is set for girls at about 12:30, boys right after. I think 20 minutes between the two, 10-minute half times. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to try to play all our coaches' interviews here at the pregame with those brief times in between. So we had a chance to sit down with Coach Shoresman of the T Area Girls and had a nice conversation with him. You know, just laying the table, both Vermillion and T Area Girls are undefeated. Now, no prep area poll has come out yet this week, but given who lost last week, I fully expect T Area, who is already receiving votes, to probably be in the top 5. Granted, I don't have a vote, but and I fully expected Vermillion to coming off that victory over West Central to be at least receiving votes. So this is a big matchup for the region, for District 4A, District 4A, for the DAC 12, and it's just kind of sets the table for State A basketball on the girls' side in South Dakota. So here's that conversation with Coach Shoresman, and we'll be back shortly.
Welcome back to Coach's Conversation. We are here with girls basketball coach for the T Area Titans, Coach Shoresman. Happy New Year.
Hey, Happy New Year. Thanks for having me on.
Hey, thank you so much for carving out some time. You know, with this more compressed schedule, it kind of throws a wrench in everybody's work. So thank you so much for being accommodating today.
Yeah, absolutely. We're getting pretty good at, rearranging things and being accommodating. So, yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah, that is one thing, as we were talking about this, the weather this year, it's created a season like you haven't had before, where you're not getting in these games and then you're having to try to toss them a bunch in a week or two, moving games around. How has that affected your team and your team's development? As I look at your roster, you know, you don't have a ton of seniors, but it looks like you have a number of juniors and sophomores. Is this something that they have enough experience that they're able to kind of adjust and adapt?
You know, it's been one of those things where they get a little disappointed at times, and they're high school kids too, and you never know day in and day out kind of what you get from them, you know, mentally or emotionally or anything like that. But I think they've done a great job of being able to handle things. We're supposed to be in the Pentagon Classic, and then we got into the Hoop City Classic instead, and so rearranging that stuff and going and playing at 8:30 in the morning and just things that they typically haven't had to do, and they've really stepped up to the plate and they've adjusted. So compliments to them and their families, because they've done a really good job of handling this stuff.
Well, and you know, you talked about getting into the Hoop City Classic, so you were able to get a game in last week. You played Campbell County, Wyoming, and they're one of the top teams in Wyoming. So what was that experience like? You know, playing in the Corn Palace is a kind of an experience unto itself. Playing a team from out of state, what was that like for you and your team?
You know, it was good. I know a lot of the girls were excited too. They've never played at the Corn Palace before. They may have went and watched the boys teams or, you know, been to, you know, tournaments or stuff there when they were younger. But to play a high school, big part of our season game there against a really tough opponent, I was really happy to see that they were happy to go and that they were able to compete at a high level. It was one of those things too, you know, that 8:30 in the morning, you know, it's not like we were going to go over and spend the night or anything like that. So we got up and got on the bus at 6 a.m. And I told the Campbell County coach, hey, I'm kind of happy that we get you the third day, or you've already played 2 games in a row, and then this is your third one. So, but they're a great team, man. They can shoot lights out, but I thought our girls really brought energy and effort into that game, and we really rode our defense. And even late in the game, we're up 3. They were looking to tie it. And, we had a really good defensive effort and got a turnover late in the game. So,
well, and that's great. A great way to get back into it. A nice tight game that really taxes you. Makes you kind of play.
Oh yeah, definitely, right.
That's
as a coach, you like to say that afterwards, but I mean, before the game, you're like, oh man, I hope it's a 20-point blowout.
Exactly. I'd love to be able to clear my bench and get everybody in.
Exactly right.
But so you had that on the 30th. Well, that was 10 days prior. You guys played Sioux Falls Jefferson. And they're another great team, and you beat them as well. You were 3-0 on the season. But with those 2 games, it's almost, you hate to say it, but those 2 games almost feel like 4 or 5 games in combined right there, because you're playing really top-notch talent. And how has that kind of prepared you now for this gauntlet that we're going to start seeing of 2 to 3 games per week, if we're able to get them in?
Well, absolutely. And not only the games, but you're right, the magnitude of that too, because we see, like who they're playing and the level that they're playing at. I mean, both of them, we got extra bonus points or seed points, for the Campbell County game, because they're the top division in Wyoming. It'd be like a AA school over here. And so us being we want to play the toughest schedule that we can, because we feel like it's going to really prepare us for that late February or middle of February, late February schedule, especially now that we're going to have these back-to-back games and stuff with doubleheaders, and then with the boys, it's going to be long games and long days. So I think preparing for those 2 games, especially leading up to it, we had hard practices and really got after the girls, and that's, like I said, the magnitude of our practices then really put a lot of pressure onto those games. But I think the girls were ready to go, and we've been preaching a lot about our defense and what we can do. Offense isn't going to be there night in and night out. Sometimes you're going to maybe shoot bad from the free throw line, or you're going to shoot bad from the 3, or maybe miss some of your layups and kind of get into your head mentally. But I think that defensively, we're really rising to the occasion this year, and we're playing really well defensively. We got some girls that can really get after it athletically, and that's really been helping us out defensively.
Well, and that's great. Defense is one of those things that you can have every night. You don't necessarily hear of people having off nights defensively. You can have off nights shooting, whether it's free throws, 3-pointers. I mean, even just ball handling, you can just be a little bit off. But defense is something that if you can consistently rely upon that, you're going to have success night in and night out, at least to a certain extent. It'll get you a decent part of the way there.
Yeah, absolutely. And then that's what we've been talking about, is that Campbell County was a great 3-point shooting team. They were coming in, and I mean, it seemed like they were putting up 33s a game. And they just, every time they drive and kick, and they are making a lot of them too. And so that was a big thing with our struggles, is that going into the season, we were getting better at stopping girls going to the rim, but then we were kind of lagging a little bit on that 3-point aspect. But I think we really did a good job. I think we held them under 30% shooting from the 3-point line. I think it was like 26% or something like that. So these girls are really rising to the challenge when it comes defensively. And like you said, it's one of those things that you can always bring that effort and that attitude, and we're starting to see that this year.
Well, good. For people that might not be familiar with your team, what are some names that we should be expecting to hear quite a bit from team?
Yeah. Well, our leaders right now, we got a couple seniors that have a lot of experience. We have Stella Peterson, who comes in as she started last year, a couple of games for us, and then came off the bench as well. But she got a lot of minutes last year and really helped us out. One of our leaders this year, and then Kenner McKinney. She's a point guard for us. That she's I think a 3-year starter for us. Pretty good defender and kind of all around really good player. And that's one of those things this year that we've really expanded upon our game, where it's not just shooters or ball handlers or anything like that. They've really evolved into overall basketball players, both offensively and defensively. So we're not just, hey, this girl shoots 3. Well, she can drive on you too. Or, she's a pretty good passer. And we've seen that in the first 3 games where we've really had some roles that have been kind of changed, and this group has been pretty good about not being able to just rely on one person or two girls, and each girl is kind of stepping up. Going off the other starters that we have, Mara Grant, she's a post player for us, leading us in scoring and rebounding right now. Got a little foul trouble against Campbell County, but some of the little mistakes that we first year starter, but she was a big impact player for us late in the year last year. So really improved her game, really gotten into the gym and started to focus on some of the post moves and everything, and she's really come along this year. A couple of our other guards that we have that are going to be starters for us, Hayden West brings a lot of energy and enthusiasm to that defensive end, and there's a couple nights where against Jefferson she had, I think, 10 points, but her defense led to those 10 points, where she was more confident shooting the ball because she was a really good defender and hit a couple of really good threes down the stretch for us to seal that game, and was money from the free throw line too. I think she went 4 for 4 down the stretch. So another one that was a first-year starter for us is going to be Maya Weber. And same thing, really athletic, brings a lot of fits to the other team's offense and can handle does a lot of on-ball pressure, and she really stepped up against that Campbell County game and hit some really big buckets for us. And but defensively, her and Hayden really locked those shooters down, and we talked about that. A couple of their main scorers, we held them 1 for 12 shooting. So
Fox News. Brought to you by America's Best Realty, Yankton.
As American as mom, baseball, and apple pie. When we think of the American dream, we think of the good things America has to offer. America's best, you might say. When it comes to real estate, whether buying or selling, nobody's better than Tara Portillo and America's best.
Their length, I think, is going to be concerning for a lot of people. You get that size with Herbster down low. It's going to be tough driving that lane. You look at Brooke Jensen, she's got such an athletic build to her and really a college basketball body. She's a really good shooter. She can drive and post you up even, finish at the rim. And then you got Casey Hansen, who's a taller point guard. And whenever you have that, it's always tough because, they can take advantage of that size mismatch and really cause us some fits. So I think that those three players and their length and even their role players too, getting them comfortable and they can really take over a game as well. But our role, I think, is going to be to make them uncomfortable. We really need to rely on our team defense, all 5 girls out there together, working together, really causing them fits. And if they're comfortable, hey, it might not go our way, but if they're uncomfortable, we'll maybe be there at the end.
Well, Coach, that's all I have. I really want to thank you for taking the time to talk with me. I know, again, with this compressed schedule, things that you hadn't planned on having to do today, it's like, oh, I better take care of this and take care of that. I really appreciate it being so accommodating. So thank you so much.
Well, hey, thank you for emailing. And like I said, sorry to get back to you so late, but I really do appreciate you guys reaching out. So,
hey, it's our pleasure. That was Coach Adam Shorsman of the T Area Titans. We'll be back after these messages here on ESPN Radio, 101.5 AM 1570 KVTK, kvtk.com, and live on Vermillion streaming on YouTube.
Perfect night of sleep can be found with Slumberland's Sleep Solutions Center. Stearns & Foster, Tempur-Pedic, and Sealy all featured. Don't lose another night of sleep. Stop by Slumberland of Yankton. Looking to update the family room? Look no further than Yankton Slumberland, Lazy Boy, Flex Steel Furniture, and more. All at your hometown furniture store. That's Slumberland of Yankton.
You can feel beautiful in your own skin. Candice Couture offers intimates to make you feel your best. Whether you want to feel beautiful for a night or you just want to feel frisky. Candice Couture also offers mastectomy bras, prosthetics, and nursing bras. Candice Couture, 17 West Main Street, Vermillion. We are beautiful in every aspect life throws at us.
Back here at the T Area High School, we just heard from Coach Shorsman of the T Area Lady Titans. And just to give you some background, they are 3-0 on the season, having defeated Dakota Valley 58-26. They beat Sioux Falls Jefferson, and this is Sioux Falls Jefferson's only loss on the season. Beat them 61-55, and then they defeated Campbell County at the Hoop City Classic at the Corn Palace 56-53. Now, if you're not familiar with Campbell County, they're one of the stronger teams in the largest class in Wyoming, so it's like playing one of the stronger teams. So essentially their last two games have been against AA opponents. So they, like I said, once the media poll comes out this afternoon or this evening, I think there's one coming out this week, they should be, I figured they'll be ranked. So that is Vermillion's opponent today. We also had a chance to sit down with Coach Brooks. And again, I want to mention how accommodating all of these coaches are, making time out of their schedule to sit down and talk with us over the phone. At Vermillion, we're very lucky with Coach Drake and Coach Brooks always trying to make that time for us. So really want to thank them. And so here is that interview with Coach Brooks.
Welcome back to Coach's Conversation. We're here with Coach Brooks for the Vermillion Tanagers. Coach Brooks, Happy New Year.
Yeah, you as well. Going to be nice to kick it off with a basketball game here.
It will be. It's going to be nice to be able to get it in. Little Monday morning basketball be fun for everybody. It's kind of like a tournament almost.
Yeah, playing at different times. Obviously, starting our C games here in the morning, trying to get them before the weather. So, but we're happy to be playing.
Well, definitely, and when even last week when they started kind of forecasting this weather system, you probably maybe told your team a little bit to prepare. But when you finally got the notice, how did you reach out? You reached out to your team and just practice with that compressed schedule.
Yeah, so obviously we find out, and our girls actually had pictures to take on Sunday, so able to kind of just piggyback a little film session and short practice right after their pictures, and then kind of just get together, get everybody organized, so they knew the plan for Monday, and here we are.
Well, and yep, here we are, and hopefully we've got this weather system coming through. We'll be able to get this through on Monday, and then maybe by Thursday, when you have another game scheduled Thursday and Friday, it's cleared out enough and roads have been cleared that we can get those other two games in. It'll be nice to finally get into the actual rhythm of a basketball season, probably for fans, but especially for you guys as coaches and players.
Yeah, we kind of need one of those weeks where you have three games and kind of get back to the consistency of how the regular season usually is. We haven't really had that yet, so like you said, hopefully we can somehow miss all the snow and get three good games in this week.
Yeah, that would be great. We'll talk about your team a little bit, and then we'll talk about your opponent. You guys are 4-0. You've had some really balanced games, complete games, where we've talked about almost every time how much of a team element there is to the Lady Tanagers. It's not just one player and everyone else. It's Brooke stepping up, it's Leah stepping up, it's Casey stepping up, it's the Cleveland sisters stepping up. Between the two of them averaging 4 or 5 steals per game. It's a great element, and your team really seems to understand that they work well together. Is that something that you've worked on and kind of promoted amongst them?
Yeah, absolutely. We've been getting pretty consistent scoring out of Brooke and Brooklyn and Casey and Leah. Those have kind of been our 4 kids that have always right around that double-figure mark or more, which is nice to have 4 kids that can do that. But we also know the other 4 kids in our rotation with Janaea and Chandler. Obviously, Livy's been out a little bit now, and Claire. Those girls are more than capable of putting the ball in the hoop as well. So, we really feel like offensively we can be tough to guard when the ball moves and everybody's scoring it. And then, defensively we have kids that do a lot of really good things too. So just trying to keep that balance is important for us, and we're going to need it against a really good T game here, team today. Well,
and you mentioned T. They're in the most recent poll, they were receiving votes, and you look at who they beat. They beat a really good Campbell County team out of Wyoming at the Corn Palace the other day. And then I didn't realize that they'd beaten that Sioux Falls Jefferson team, and Sioux Falls Jefferson is a really good team. And so, yeah, you're not just facing a run-of-the-mill opponent that happens to be receiving a few votes. It might be your biggest test of the year so far, don't you think?
Yeah, I think T is absolutely one of the top 5 teams in the States. You know, we're looking at Wagner and Hamlin and St. Thomas More are up there, and rightfully so, and I think T's right there with them. And we're going to be playing one of the best teams that we play all year today, and we're excited for the challenge. I know our girls are. We told them that we're going to get plenty of opportunities with our schedule to play the top teams in the state, and this is one of them here.
When you take a look at the T roster, who are some of the players that you look at and say, there's somebody that we need to keep an eye on, need to try to keep them in check and make the rest of the team do it? Or is it more that you just look at their team as a whole?
Well, obviously, Katie Vasika, one of the top players in the state, SDSU commit, 6'1" point guard. She is, like I said, as good as a player as you're going to see. And obviously, she's, unfortunately for them, been out a little bit this year and did not play against Campbell County, but she did play against Sioux Falls Jefferson, so we'll see if she's in their lineup. But everything's going to start with her if she's in the game, no doubt about it. If she's not in there, they get very balanced. Mara Grant inside has been, I know she's had a couple double-doubles already. She had a double-double against Sioux Falls Jefferson. She's really come on for them. And then the Peterson girl at the guards. And then they put 3 quick guards out there with McKinney, Weber, and West. So they're very fast. They're very similar. Their guards are very similar to West Central's. They're going to get after you. They're going to bump you. They're going to pressure you. They're just a really balanced, good basketball team. They really are. And one thing that strikes me as good as they are, they're fairly young. They don't have a lot of seniors on the team. It's a junior-heavy team. But have you had a chance to kind of look at that film and study the 3 games? Kind of mentioned it. I know you've mentioned it before. In this day and age, you have access to Huddle and the internet and seeing all of that. Have you found some things that you think you might be able to try to work on that you've talked to your team about focusing as far as defense or even offensively? Yeah, I think the big thing that stood out to me when watching them here a little bit is just their team speed and how fast they are. They're playing some other guards now with Vasika been out, and I've been really impressed with those kids, how they're able to score the ball, how they're able to pressure you. So I think that handling the press, handling their pressure, taking care of the basketball is going to be key. We got to make sure that we're getting shots up every time down the floor. If you turn it over against them, they transition offense as quick as anybody I've seen. So that's kind of the style that they want to play, and that's going to be a big determining factor in who wins this game. Well, I think we're in for a treat. I'm really looking forward to seeing the action on the court. Coach, I know you have some other things to do, and so I don't want to take up too much of your time. Thank you so much for taking some time to talk with me today. Yep, no problem, Michael, and we'll talk to you afterwards. Sounds great. That was Coach John Brooks of the Vermillion Lady Tanagers here on our Coaches Conversation. We'll be back after this brief message from our sponsors here on ESPN Radio 101.5 AM 1570 KVTK, kvtk.com, and live on Vermillion Streaming on YouTube.
Last week, a guy walked into the UPS store in Vermillion. He did not notice the copiers, the printers, the mailboxes, the banners, the posters, not even the business and shipping supplies. It was like he had blinders on. Hi, this is Jay with the UPS store in Vermillion. Many people don't see everything we have to offer when they stop by the UPS store to ship their packages. They miss all the things we have, like printing, designing. We even offer notary services here at the UPS store, located on Cherry Street in Vermillion.
Feed has served the area for nearly 100 years with the goal to continue this local family-owned business for the long haul. Johnson Feed is proud to be a part of the Vermillion community with a facility ready to repair, wash, and sell tires for all trucks and vehicles. Johnson Feed has room for drivers too. If interested, talk to the friendly folks at Johnson Feed. They have over 200 company trucks to deliver products throughout the country and over 375 company employees. Johnson Feed wish the best to the Vermillion Tanagers this season.
From Yankton Slumberland, 2401 Broadway Avenue.
Back here at the T Area High School Gymnasium as the Vermillion Tanagers and T Area Titans will be tipping off here shortly. We're just in the final 4.5 minutes of the JV boys game. Score is 51 for T, 43 for Vermillion. We'll keep you up to date on that. If you're watching the stream, we do have our pregame graphics up, but we'll try to follow the action and keep you up to date on the score. Again, 51 to 43, 4:14 remaining. T Area with the lead. So in the upcoming game, next varsity game will be Vermillion and T. T, as mentioned with the interview with Coach Shorsman, your starters are going to be Kendra McKinney, a 5'4" senior guard, Maya Weber, a 5'4" junior guard, Hayden West, 5'5" junior guard, Mara Grant, a 5'11" junior forward, and Stella Peterson, a 5'8" senior guard. Another player to keep an eye out that Coach Brooks mentioned was Katie Vasika, but she has been injured this year, so not quite sure of her playing status, as well as Hannah West, Reese Hammerquist. Those will probably be most of the players that'll play the prime rotation. On the season, McKinney is averaging 11.3 points per game, 2.7 rebounds, 2.3 assists, and 2.7 blocks per game. Mara Grant is averaging 8.7 rebounds per game, 17.7 points per game, and 2.0 steals per game. So she, as she's mentioned, she's been kind of the cog for the team, according to Coach Shorsman. Then Stella Peterson, a 5'8" senior guard, is averaging 8.3 points per game, 2.7 assists per game, 3 rebounds per game, and 2 steals per game. Hayden West is averaging 6.7 points per game, 2 assists per game, and 3 steals per game. And then Maya Weber, 7 points per game, 2.3 rebounds, and 3 steals per game. For Vermillion, your starters are going to be Casey Hansen, a 5'8" sophomore guard. She is averaging 9 points per game this season. Leah Herbster, a 6'1" senior center. She's averaging 9.3 points per game and 6 rebounds per game. Brooklyn Voss, a 5'11" junior guard, is averaging 8.7 points per game. And then not quite sure if it's Janaea or Chandler Cleveland that'll be starting. They're both 5'8" junior guards. They kind of sub in and out for each other. Sometimes they're on the court at the same time, but between the two of them, they're averaging close to 6 steals per game. I think Janaea's at 3.3, Chandler's at 2.7. And then Brooke Jensen, the 6'1" sophomore guard, is averaging 22.5 points per game. So those are the leaders. There will be no Livy Regneris tonight. I believe she is still just down with an illness, and so not coming in. Some of your prime subs will be Claire Doty, a 5'8" senior guard, number 10, and then Janaea Cleveland, a 5'8" junior guard, or Chandler Cleveland, a 5'8" junior guard. Those are your main subs, as well as Taylor Barta, a 5'6" junior guard, will play some significant times, especially with Regneris out. So, as we mentioned, there's 2.5 minutes, 2 minutes, 35 seconds left here in the fourth quarter of the boys JV game. T Area Titans lead the Vermillion Tanagers by a score of 53 to 43. Now, with the compressed half times and limited time between games, we are going to play the boys or coaches interviews here while we have you. So we sat down with Coach Weber, who was with his 1-year-old daughter as well. So you might hear her in the background, but he was generous enough to take time to speak with us. And here was that interview with Coach Weber of the T Area Titan boys basketball.
And welcome back to Coach's Conversation. We are here with Coach Weber of the T Area Titans. Coach, how's your new year going so far?
Well, so far so good, but we're early. We're just waiting for that weather to kick in, and hopefully we can get some basketball played in the meantime.
Yeah, you know, it's been a season like none that I've experienced before, with the number of cancellations and trying to move games and postponements. You know, there are a lot of teams that, heck, even last week, we were their second game, you know, or in their first 3 weeks they played 3 games, then all of a sudden this week they're playing 3 games. It's like it's going from 0 to 60 in a hurry.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we played that opening week against Dakota Valley, and then had 20 days off before we played O'Gorman, and then we played Marshall the day after, which was on Friday, and they had played 4 games off. And it's just the way it is throughout the state, and just one of those things that hopefully by the end of the season we can get all 20 games in and find some practice time in between those 20 games as well.
Well, yeah, you mentioned practice time, because it's not even like, it'd be one thing if your schedule said, we're only going to play a few games in the first few weeks, and you had time to work on things, because each game you see things that, we need to work on this, work on that. You weren't getting practice time. It's not like they could get to the gym to shoot around, because things were shut down. It was so cold or so snowy. So you couldn't get any rhythm going at all. How did your team handle that, or how have you kind of tried to wade through that uncertainty?
Well, it certainly was a challenge, and then you throw in the fact that you have Christmas concerts and things like that a lot of people just don't understand or see that side of it. So like in our high school gym is where our Christmas concerts were, where they were set up for weeks on end, because every day you thought that day was going to be the day they'd have their Christmas concert, and that day would get postponed. So we thought the next day. So we went, and then you're also sharing that gym with the girls team. So we have a secondary gym that we use at one of the elementaries. So we were in that gym for like 3 straight weeks. Gym was kind of a struggle, but you just got to adapt and do it, and realize that you're not being singled out, because the rest of the state's in the same boat.
Yeah, it's been an adventure, and so here's to hoping that Mother Nature kind of, after this, gives us a reprieve and lets us have some. We'll take a little snow, we'll take a little cold, but man, let us travel, let us get our stuff in, because yeah, it's going to be really tough if we have to have too many more weeks where games are getting postponed or canceled to get that full slate of games in. Your team right now, like I was talking with somebody else, I think your record is very deceptive. People are going to say,
one, test two.
They're 1-2, but the quality of your 3 opponents that you have played is really unbelievable. Dakota Valley. I mean, if people don't know about Dakota Valley, I'm not sure what they're paying attention to, because that's just quite a team. And you guys hung with them, and then to take on O'Gorman, a AA team that always brings quality players and a quality team to the court. And then Marshall, Minnesota is almost always a consistent, solid team. So you've only been able to play 3 games, but you've gotten 2 in this last week. How do you feel about your team at this point right now?
Well, talking about that strength of schedule that we played thus far, that's certainly kind of our thing. That kind of is what separates us from a lot of the different programs in the state in Class A. Clearly, we're one of the bigger schools in Class A. We are the biggest school in Class A, but we have built that our schedule to be primarily, we play the DAC-12 conference, which is far and away the best conference in Class A, with all those great teams. Just pick one out of the hat. They're all teams that have recently been to the state tournament and title contenders and all that. And then the second half, our non-conference schedule is primarily AA schools, or it's Western Christian Iowa, or it's a team at the Pentagon Classic, or it's Marshall, Minnesota, or it's one of those. I mean, we play somebody real tough night in and night out. That's certainly something that separates us from some of the other teams in our region and in our conference, that our non-conference schedule is even more difficult than our conference schedule at times. And that's something that just gets us to be battle tested. The start of the year is no different than that. The end of the year is really, really February is a real tough, difficult time for us, because we play almost every other night, and you're playing a AA or a DAC-12 team there. But so far we've shown that we can play with the big boys, certainly, which we consider ourselves to be among those. But we have a lot that we're trying to get better at too. The start of the season was very difficult, because we had a lot of injuries coming off of the football season. We seem to every day sprain somebody's ankle, and now they're out a couple days. Garrett Wiebinga, one of our key bench players, he didn't player practice up until just this last week, and it's good to have him back. So we're just kind of putting things together. It's going to be a slow climb to where we want to get to, but that Marshall game after the O'Gorman game really showed that we can accelerate that process to get to where we want to be a lot quicker, and hopefully that will help us find a few more wins along the way.
Well, and, as your team, just looking at it through the first 3 games, looks like you have a solid rotation of 8 players. I mean, 2 of them just average a little over 20 minutes. I mean, not to 21. And so 8 players in double figures for minutes. So is that something that you strive for, to maintain, fresh legs and to maintain that depth in case of foul trouble, anything like that? Is that something you look for? Is 8 kind of your magic number, or you look for more or less?
It certainly is. We traditionally, in the years that I've coached, whether it be here or otherwhere in Cologne, where I was before T, we're usually a little shorter on the bench guys. A lot of teams will play 9, 10, 11 guys. We try to keep it around that 7 or 8 mark, but we also are just going to play the guys that we feel like are going to help us win. The more the guys you have that are going to be able to contribute, then you can kind of keep everybody else fresh. If we feel like we only have 5 guys that are playing well on one given night, then we'll play 5 guys for 32 minutes. It's just what it is, and the kids understand that, and that helps lead to that competitiveness throughout the season of trying to earn more minutes and earn a larger role. The thing about this group that we have is we have a good mix of our bench guys fit a certain spot that we need them to fit with the group, and even our starters do. So we kind of have one guy that can back up 2 of our primary guards. So then we have 3 guys there to play 2 positions, and kind of in our forward, we're in the same spot. We got 3 guys to play 2 positions. And then we have 2 bigs that we feel comfortable with at this time that can give us really strong minutes, especially led by Reese Kirschman, who's one of our main guys and probably the most integral person to our roster at the 5. So we are fortunate to kind of have a good blend of what we can do, but we've only played 3 games, so we'll see how things shake out as we kind of get into that DAC 12 schedule that we have now.
Well, and you mentioned Kirschman and at your stats and your roster. It seems like as far as scoring goes so far through the first 3 games, 3 players kind of lead the way in Thompson, Almus, and Kirschman. Are those kind of the 3 players that you look to kind of carry the load and everyone else fill in, or is it something else where this early in the season maybe other people that you're expecting to maybe also take that lead haven't been able to, whether it's through injury or just circumstance?
Yeah, we really feel like those 3 guys are probably going to we got 6 guys on the court that could give us 20 on a night. Both Weavinga brothers. Now Garrett missed that first game. He comes off the bench. He missed that first game against Dakota Valley, and it's kind of working himself back in. But both Weavinga brothers, and then Jonah Kosher, who's a 2-year starter for us, plays guard. Those 3 guys could also easily contribute a 20-point game here and there. It's just the flow of what we do. We're trying to find that right mix of what our identity really is. Probably starts with Kirschman more than it does even the guards. We got to get him involved and get him going, which will kind of soften everything up for the good guards that we do have. But there's going to certainly be nights where Blake Thompson or Sam Alma has to score 25 plus for us to win. That's just what good teams need night in and night out. Is you got to have somebody step up and when the chips are down and kind of take over and get buckets, get tough buckets in big spots. And those 3 guys are kind of where we're at. But we feel really confident that there's going to be nights throughout the year where one of our 2 Weavinga twins or Jonah Kosher, who's more of a passer, facilitator type. But those 3 guys can certainly light it up when they get an opportunity or if we need to.
Well, and, your opponent coming up, the Vermillion Tanagers, also kind of have a big 3 that they rely upon in Zone Robinson, Carter Hansen, and Carter Skogsberg. What is it about the Tanagers that you look at when you look at game film, anything like that, that you think gives them an advantage, and what are some things that you think these are some points that if we emphasize that we can take the advantage?
Well, just the Vermillion group, especially in recent years, has really the thing that they do best and have year in and year out is their half-court defense is very solid. They do a good job with their help. They do a good job defending the post. They do a good job taking charges. They do a lot of those little things right that Coach Drake really has instilled into their team. So that's their identity to me is that they're going to try to get stops. They're going to do a good job in the half court. They've had different teams, a lot of different rotations here. These last 3 seasons have been a lot of different guys. So it's this group up, like you said, those 3 guys are probably the guys we're the most concerned about. Robinson being the guy that has probably the most experience out of those 3 in terms of playing against us in the last season. But we really are focused on, just for ourselves, our team defense reaching the level of their team defense. If we can do that and not necessarily be so focused on 1 or 2 or 3 guys, but just doing all those little things right and getting stops and getting rebounds, then we feel like we have a good amount of talent and the ability to kind of play some different styles and do some different things. Hopefully that'll let us get out on top. But like I said, the way that they defend, they're going to be in and have good chances to win a lot of games this season. And hopefully we can match that and our talent can take over.
Well, that sounds great. Well, Coach, I think I've taken up enough of your time. I want you to be able to get back to your daughter. And thank you so much for being so accommodating and carving out some time for me today.
Absolutely. Thanks for the coverage. I appreciate it.
That was Coach Drew Weber of the T Area Titans. We'll be back after this brief message here on ESPN Radio 1015 AM 1570 KVTK, kvtk.com, and live on Vermillion streaming on YouTube.
Sometimes trapped at work, surrounded by 4 walls, working the same task daily? Well, here's an opportunity. Larry's is hiring for installers and service technicians. These positions mean that you are out and about at a job site with a different situation every day. No experience needed, we will train you. Larry's offers great pay and benefits. Apply for our installer or service technician position by stopping by our Yankton location at 2401 Broadway Avenue or online at larrysheatingandcooling.com.
In a situation like this, the first thing you do, of course, is make sure everybody's okay. And then you're thinking, you better call your insurance person. No, just call Justin. At Vermillion Auto Works, you see Justin handles all the insurance claims and gives free quotes. Not everybody does the free quote thing anymore, you know. So call Justin at Vermillion Auto Works. He'll take care of the situation. Carrying WeatherTech, Rough Country, and Tuxedo. Vermillion Auto Works. You want a lumber yard that delivers more. The Lumberyard Vermillion has been going strong in the same spot now for 53 years, helping you find the building solutions you need, offering new technology with old-fashioned friendly small-town service, making the Lumberyard in Vermillion your building supply solution from start to finish.
You are self-motivated, accountable, and eager to learn new skills, we'd love to talk to you about a rock star career. Masaba in Vermillion is hiring full and part-time manufacturing positions for the rock industry. Masaba provides comprehensive training in a clean, safe, and state-of-the-art facility. Masaba offers competitive wages, a fun and interesting work environment and culture. Join our team of rock stars. Visit masabainc.com to learn more.
Top quality Maytag appliances, or if your current appliance.
We are back at the T Area High School in T, South Dakota, as the Vermillion Lady Tanagers are getting ready to tip off with the T Area Lady Titans. There's about 3 minutes until starting lineups, national anthem, I assume, introductions. So our interview with Coach Drake, we will play between games. So we'll play that before the boys game, because there's only 10-minute halves. I think there's a 15 or 20 minutes between games. So we will do that. But right now, let's kind of go over the battle that we're seeing here shortly. The Vermillion Tanagers, the Lady Tanagers on the season, they are 4-0. They defeated Canton by a score of 62-41 back on December 5th, which, man, just seems like forever ago right now. They played again on the 17th, so they went 12 days. And they beat Worthington, Minnesota, 62-37. That was in the Sanford Coyote Sports Center, the SCSC Classic. Then on the 20th, they defeated Tri-Valley right before Christmas break, defeated them 58-39. And then just on Friday, they beat West Central, who was ranked 4th in the December 19th media poll in Class A. So they defeated West Central. That was the first time in a while. So 43-32. And so then today they're playing T Area. And then right now, obviously this is all weather depending, they are scheduled to face Ponca, Nebraska, who is ranked number 2 in Class C2 in Nebraska. Ponca is always a powerhouse. So they're facing a strong test today, a strong test on Thursday. They're facing Parkston on Friday, who's 4-0 on the season. So, you know, Jen and I were talking about this on the way up. You hope to go 3-0, but these are games that are going to test you for later on. These are the games that are going to prepare you for that stretch run and the Sodak 16 and hopefully a run at state. So right now we're about 40 seconds away. You'll hear the buzzer behind us. They'll introduce starting lineups. So in order to not talk over starting lineups, we'll take a 3-minute break here on ESPN Radio 1015 AM 1570 KVTK, kvtk.com, and we're live on Vermillion streaming on YouTube.
You want somebody to come into your home and fix everything right the first time, look professional, act professional, treat you with respect, you got to call Kaylin's. When they come in, I feel that they want to be there. I feel that they want to help me.
You know, they put on the little booties over their shoes. They had canvas from the garage door all the way down to walk on. They left the furnace room in the basement probably cleaner than it was when they came in.
They just do customer service very well. I would recommend Kaylin's to anyone.
Interior technician.
Hey, troublemaker.
What'd you do? What did I do about what?
Don't be coy with me, Jerry.
All the ladies in the salon were gabbing about it.
So why are you in hot water?
No. I'm not in hot water. At Intech, we use hot water. Our trained technicians use a hot water extraction process to deep clean your carpets without leaving behind any residue.
Wait till the Bunko Gals hear this.
Oh, brother. When you need it clean, call the Intech team.
The first bank in South Dakota was the easy part, earning the confidence of local farmers. Helping families account for their dreams and securing the future for countless businesses took us a little longer. We owe it to the hard workers, big dreamers, and forward thinkers out there. Thank you for making South Dakota a great place to call home.
Traveling to Vermillion for Tanager football, basketball, or just traveling through? The Red Roof Inn in Vermillion is a place to stay, offering great rates, clean rooms with an awesome continental breakfast. Red Roof Inn does whatever it takes to make guests feel comfortable, making your trip the best possible. And furry friends stay for free. Located on Cherry Street in the heart of Vermillion. Call the Red Roof Inn in Vermillion to make your reservation.
Maytag appreciates a compliment, but this Maytag washer isn't just eye candy.
Wow.
Inside, it's got the capacity and power to handle even the mightiest loads.
I love this.
Yeah, she's a beaut.
It's a he.
How do you know?
Don't worry about it.
Find Maytag products and the industry's best appliances at your local dealer, Merce Appliance, downtown Vermillion.
Carlson's Body Shop in Beersford, and check them out on Facebook.
Bring it down to Carlson's Body Shop, your complete car care center.
Back here at T Area High School as the Vermillion Tanagers are getting ready to face off with the T Area Titans in a State A Division 4A DAC 12 matchup featuring two undefeated teams. And right now we just finished the national anthem with T Area freshman Kimberly Brockberg, who did a wonderful job. And they're now introducing the cheerleaders. So we'll just go through. For T Area, head coach is Adam Shorsman. Assistant coaches are Scott Bindi and Sarah Van Laken. Manager is Delaney Burak. Superintendent of T is Dr. Jennifer Lowry. Principal Colin Knutson. Athletic Director Craig Clayberg. Cheer coach Katie Lucas. Cheerleaders Aubrey Melbreck, Bree Semler, Kayla Sani, Nevaeh Berg, Caitlin Flannery, Kyla Brown, Allison Turek, Josie Kuhn. School colors are navy and blue, or navy and gold. So they're announcing the starting lineups for Vermillion. And as we mentioned, Casey Hansen, 5'8" guard. 6'1" senior Leah Herbster. 5'11" junior Brooklyn Voss. 5'8" junior guard Janaea Cleveland, number 22. And then a 6'1" sophomore guard, Brooke Jensen, who on the season is averaging 22.5 points per game. For Vermillion, their head coach is John Brooks. Assistant coaches Doug Hansen, Carrie Jensen, and Kelly Knutson. Managers Annika Barrett, Grace Chowsey, Sydney Christensen, Kristen Moser, and Brighton Brooks. Superintendent is Damon Alvey. Principal John Fry. Athletic Director Jason Huska. Cheer coaches Linda Alvey, Katrina Hellis. Cheerleaders Laura Grun, Sophia Jerky, Sage Jorgensen, Erica Mortensen, Paige Peterson, and Maya Radigan. School colors are red and white. Today, Vermillion is in their red uniforms with white lettering, white numbering, trimmed in white and black, while T Area is in their white uniforms with the navy blue trim and gold piping. Starting lineups for T: 5'4" guard Kendra McKinney, senior; 5'4" junior guard Maya Weber; 5'5" junior guard Hayden West; 5'11" junior forward Mara Grant; and 5'8" senior guard Stella Peterson. We're getting ready to tip off. Tipping off for T will be number 10, Mara Grant. For Vermillion, Number 15, Leah Herbster. And we're ready for some action. And T area does go get the tip. Brought up by Stella Peterson. Peterson gives off to Weber. Weber over to McKinney, brings it around the top of the key, over to Peterson. Peterson brings it around the top of the key to the left-hand side, back to the right-hand side at the free throw line. There's Mara Grant. Shot is blocked by Leah Herbster. Voss over to Jensen at the top of the key. Jensen over to Cleveland. Cleveland down to the right-hand corner to Brooklyn Voss. Voss brings it back around to into the paint. Over to Jensen on the right-hand side. Gets it out to Janaea Cleveland. Herbster on the right-hand side. Dribbles around to the free throw line. Jensen. This is a high-pressure defense by T. And Stella Peterson knocks the ball out of Jensen's hands, out of bounds. So with 7 seconds remaining on the shot clock, possession remains with Vermillion. Janaea Cleveland will inbound to Casey Hansen. Looks long three-point attempt for Brooke Jensen, and that is good! Brooke Jensen just continuing her amazing season. So down low to Peterson. Foul will be on Janaea Cleveland. Janaea Cleveland, who fouled Kendra McKinney. That is Janaea's first foul, first personal, first team foul. There's the inbound, stolen by Herbster. Jensen gives it off to Cleveland. Cleveland to Voss. Down the right-hand corner to Herbster. Back up to Hansen. Hansen at the three-point line. Gets it down to Voss in the paint. Kicks it out to Herbster. Herbster with a nice jump shot. Oh, just off the front iron. Rebound by Voss. Long three by Brooke Jensen. It's good! That is 6 points. And that is a steal by Casey Hansen. There's a turnover by Vermillion. So we are 2 minutes in. Vermillion leads 6-0 on 2 3-pointers by Brooke Jensen that hit nothing but net. So T is bringing up the ball with Kendra McKinney, trying to get across the center court line. Maya Weber back up to Maya Weber, and that is stolen by Janaea Cleveland. Nope, knocked out of bounds by Janaea Cleveland. Out there right now, Kendra McKinney, Maya Weber, Hayden West, Stella Peterson, and Mara Grant. Stella Peterson at the three-point line, drives down the right-hand side. Here's Kendra McKinney for a long three. Rolls in and out, but rebound to Maya Weber. Ball rolls around, gets out to Hayden West, back out to Stella Peterson. Peterson down to Weber, brings it around in the paint. Steal by Casey Hansen, who is fouled on the play. Fouled by Kendra McKinney, her first personal, first team. So Rylan Conrad is in the game for T. She is, can't quite see who she came in for. Stella Peterson. Brooklyn Voss with the drive and the shot, and that is up and good. 8-0, 3 minutes gone. Blocking foul on Casey Hansen. That'll be Casey's first personal, second team foul. And Casey does tend to get a few fouls, but that's just due to her aggressive defense. She's a pest out there for the opposing team. Nice play by Janaea Cleveland, knocking it back across midcourt. Makes them go get it. Back into Stella Peterson. Peterson into Conrad. And that is a steal by Brooklyn Voss. This defense of Vermillion's today is something to behold in the first 3 minutes, 15 seconds. Casey Hansen brings the ball up, across midcourt. to Leah Herbster at the three-point line on the right-hand side. Looks to drive. Gets it out to Brooklyn Voss. Top of the key to Janaea. Brooke Jensen on the left-hand side. Looks to drive. Backs her opponents down. Up and under. And is unable to connect. And Peterson with the ball. Oh, down to Kendra McKinney. McKinney down low to Conrad. In and out. That was Mara Grant with the rebound putback and unable to connect. And rebound to Brooke Jensen. Back to Casey Hansen at the top of the key. Over to Leah Herbster. Herbster down low to Cleveland. And she is fouled by Rylan Conrad. That is Conrad's first personal, second team. Claire Doty and Chandler Cleveland coming out for Leah Herbster and Casey Hansen. With Livy Rigneris out ill, might see more of a 7-person bench. Inbound from Janaea to Brooke Jensen. Jensen with the short jumper that just comes up short. So again, 8-0, 3:46 remaining here in the first quarter. Pass out to the three-point line to Hayden West, who is unable to connect. Rebound to T. Long three-point attempt for Stella Peterson. Didn't hit anything, unfortunately, so for her. So out of bounds, ball comes to Vermillion. Hayden West comes out. Maya Weber comes in, so it's McKinney, Weber, West, Peterson, and Conrad. For Vermillion, Doty gets it down to Brooklyn Voss. Up to Chandler Cleveland. Brooke Jensen for a long three. Oh, just off the mark. But rebound to Brooklyn Voss. Gets it around to Brooke Jensen. Jensen with a short jumper, unable to connect. And ball is rebound to T area. And Janaea is getting her first personal. No, second personal. Third team. So that'll bring in, like I said, Taylor Barta will come in for Janaea. With Livia on the sidelines, Taylor will probably get a little more playing time. And Kendra McKinney unable to connect on that steal. Brings it back around to the top of the key. Looks to drive. And Mara Grant drives. Foul on the shot on Chandler Cleveland. Her first personal, fourth team. Mara Grant to the line to shoot free throws. First free throw is up, and it is no good. So we are 5 minutes into this game, 5 minutes and 12 seconds in, and T has yet to score. Vermillion is up 8-0. Here's the second free throw. That is up, and that is good. T area is on the board. Ellie Clayberg comes in for Vermillion, or for T for Mara Grant. For Vermillion on the court, Claire Doty, Brooke Jensen, Chandler Cleveland, Taylor Barta, and Brooklyn Voss. Top of the key, Taylor Barta. Barta gets it to Cleveland, down low to Brooke Jensen. Brooke looks to drive. Gets it into Cleveland. Cleveland kicks it back out to Jensen for a three-point attempt. Oh, just off the rim, but rebound by Cleveland, who just kind of threw it up. I think you could have easily called a foul there, but they didn't. So 8-1, 2:20 remaining here in the first quarter. T area moves the ball up the court. And that, they called a block. They called a block on Claire Doty, but she had good positioning, I thought. So Maya Weber will go to the line and hits her first one. So Leah Herbster comes in for Brooklyn Voss. And Weber goes to the line to shoot her second free throw. And that is up, and that is good. So it is 8-3. Vermillion leads with 2:10 remaining here in the first quarter. Brooke Jensen bringing the ball up. kicks it out to Cleveland in the low corner. Back to Jensen. Taylor Barta on the left-hand side, over to Herbster on the right-hand side. Doty in the lower right corner. Gets down low to Cleveland, backs her opponent in. Long shot by Leah Herbster, just short. Rebound to Stella Peterson, and they push the ball up. And that's to Kendra McKinney. Steal by Claire Doty. Down low to Taylor Barta, and that is to Cleveland down low, and she is fouled on the shot. She is fouled by Ellie Clayberg. That is her first, team's third. Chandler Cleveland is at the free throw line. And her first one is up, and the first one is good. Makes the score 9-3 with 1:35 remaining. Coming out is Brooke Jensen. Coming in is Casey Hansen. And second free throw just short. Rebound to Stella Peterson. And T does like to push the ball up the court. So here's Peterson at the top of the key, down low to Ellie Clayberg. That is knocked out of bounds by Casey Hansen. Ball remains with T with 24 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Mara Grant and Hayden West come in for T. Coming out, Stella Peterson and Maya Weber. Here's Kendra McKinney, top of the key, looks to drive, kicks it out to Ellie Clayberg. Hands it off to Hayden West, back to Clayberg on the right-hand side. And that steal by Doty. That is another steal by Doty. That's her second steal, gets it out to Herbster, gets to Hansen. Hansen down to Barta. Barta doesn't have numbers, holds it up. 1 minute remaining, 9-3 lead for Vermillion. Taylor Barta drove the lane and just took one too many steps, unfortunately. So, with 57 seconds remaining, T area will be inbounding the ball. It's Hayden West to Kendra McKinney. Maya Weber came in for Stella Peterson. Mara Grant's in there. And Mara Grant with the travel. So now with 49 seconds remaining here in the first quarter, Vermillion will be inbounding the ball. Hansen will bring it up slowly. No pressure put on by T. It's a half-court defense. And Taylor Barta down to Leah Herbster in the lower right corner. Gets it down to Claire Doty on the block. And the pass is off the foot. And jump ball, possession to Vermillion. So Stella Peterson comes in for Rylan Conrad. So it's Peterson, McKinney, Grant, Weber out there, and Hayden West. For Vermillion, Claire Doty goes up with it, unable to connect. Rebound, Chandler Cleveland. Foul is on Stella Peterson. That's her first, team's fourth. Brooke Jensen comes in for Taylor Barta. 27 seconds remaining, shot clock is off. So Vermillion looks to probably play for the final shot here. Into Casey Hansen from Jensen. Hansen gets it down to Chandler Cleveland. Jensen in the corner. Doty back up top. Jensen on the left-hand side at the three-point line, gives it to Hansen. Hansen kind of resets the offense. 11 seconds to go here. Looking to get it into Jensen. Jensen drives the lane. Here's a shot and just short off the front iron. And last second shot by T is no good. So at the end of one, Vermillion 9, T area 3. We'll be back in 1 minute here on ESPN Radio 101.5 AM 1570 KVTK, kvtk.com, and Vermillion streaming on YouTube.
Did you know it's easier than ever to find the live stream for your team? Now at fullerdigital.net. No more searching. One place for all your live streams. fullerdigital.net. Home and away. If we're covering your team, the live stream videos are at fullerdigital.net. Just click on your school and you'll find the stream. Thank you for viewing the FDS live streams, and thank you for sharing it with your friends and family so they can find the games too. fullerdigital.net.
Your crew crew is craving Pizza Ranch, it's easy to order online at pizzaranch.com. Online ordering makes it fast and easy to order craveable crispy ranch chicken or build your favorite pizza exactly how you like it. And now, for even more convenience, place your favorite order with just one tap. So when you're craving pizza or the country's best chicken, go to pizzaranch.com and start your order. For craveable food and convenient online ordering, there's so much to love at Pizza Ranch.
Back here at T Area High School after one, Vermillion leads 9-3. Now here's a little change of pace. In for Vermillion, Taylor Taylor Roovers, the 7th grader. So this is the first action we're getting to see of her. I think this is the first action anyone's getting to see of her at this level. So this will be interesting. Nice defense by Brooke Jensen. Knocks it away. Block by Jensen. Steal by Voss. Herbster has the ball down in the corner, and she is fouled by Mara Grant. That is Grant's first, team's 5th. Both teams with 5 fouls. So on the court for Vermillion, Hansen, Jensen, Roovers, Herbster, and Voss. Jensen up and under for another 2 points, gives her 8 on the game. Here's Peterson bringing the ball up. Kicks it out to Hayden West. Down low to Mara Grant. With a nice spin move, Mara Grant up and under. Gives her 3 on the game. Makes the score 11-5. Roovers to Jensen. Jensen at the top of the key. Gives it off to Brooklyn Voss. Voss drives. Goes up. Oh, just unable to connect. She had the clear shot. Maya Weber brings the ball up on the right-hand side. Herbster just unable to connect. She was going for a steal and made a little contact. That is her first foul on the evening. 6th team foul. So 6:53 remaining. Vermillion up 11-5. Peterson inbounds the ball to Maya Weber. Weber over to McKinney. McKinney back to Peterson. Ball was kicked by Casey Hansen, so still 32 seconds on the shot clock as Peterson looks to inbound. Peterson into Weber, the top of the key. Weber hands off to McKinney. Down to Grant at the free throw line. Grant goes down low to Weber, kicks it out to Peterson. Jump ball goes to Vermillion. Nice job by Brooke Jensen to tie her up. Doesn't count as a steal or anything, but it is a turnover. All right, so 11-5, minute and a half gone here in the second quarter. Hansen brings the ball up, hands it off to Jensen. Jensen at the top of the key, looks to drive. Spin move, kicks out to Voss. Voss for 3. Oh, in and out. Rebound to Peterson. Peterson over to West. West down the right-hand side to Grant. Probably should have called a travel there. But Grant kicks it out to Peterson at the top of the key for 3. Nope, no good. And that is off tee. Possession goes to Vermillion. 6:12 remaining here in the second quarter. Vermillion 11, T5. A well-defended game on both sides right now, and just some shots not falling, especially for Vermillion. Vermillion's had their chances. Bad pass, unfortunately, that went to hit Brooke in the feet. Not necessarily a bad pass, just a miscommunication, I think, on the pass. So possession goes to T area. Peterson into Weber. Weber up the left-hand side, trying to get it across the midcourt. Does. Kicks it over to Peterson at the top of the key. Back over to Weber. Weber across to McKinney. McKinney for 3, defended by Voss. Rebound, Herbster. Herbster gives to Jensen. Jensen to the top of the key. Over to Roovers. Roovers looks to drive. Oh, and that is stolen by McKinney. McKinney brings it up the left-hand side to the fast break. And that ball is stolen by Roovers. Nice play. Don't have room on my stat sheet, unfortunately, but we'll make room. So here's Roovers at the top of the key. Kicks it over to Casey Hansen. Hansen for 3, just off. And Brooke Jensen with the rebound. Brooke Jensen with the short jumper, and that is good. Timeout, second timeout. So right now, Vermillion leads 13-5 with 5 minutes remaining here in the second quarter. Scoring for Vermillion, Chandler Cleveland has 1 point. Brooke Jensen has 10 points. She's in double figures with 2 rebounds. And Brooklyn Voss has 2. Brooklyn also has 2 rebounds and 2 steals. Also, Claire Doty has 2 steals, as does Casey Hansen. And Taylor Roovers also has a steal. Like I said, I only have so many slots on my stat sheet. They usually go with a rotation of 8. So, but we'll make sure. It's Taylor's first varsity action, I believe, so we'll make sure we keep her stats in there. We have David Herbster down here. He usually does a concessions review. We'll have to find that at some point. So 5:05 remaining. Vermillion leads 13-5. Possession is with T right now to inbound. Inbound to Maya Weber. Weber brings it down the left-hand side, gives it back to McKinney, gets it across court, off to Hayden West. Hayden West gets it down low to Ryland Conrad. They're going to call a foul on Leah Herbster. That's her second personal, 7th team. I think they allowed Conrad a few steps there. That's unfortunate, but her first free throw is up, and it is good. 13-6 is now the score. Here's her second of 2 free throws for Conrad. It is up, and it is no good. Rebound to Herbster. It's her second rebound of the evening, or afternoon. Here's Jensen bringing the ball up, looks to drive down the left-hand side of the lane. And that ball is stolen by McKinney. McKinney with a nice spin move around Roovers. Roovers pokes it away to stop the momentum. And they're going to call Hansen with a foul, hand check foul. That is her second personal. So in for Vermillion, Chandler Cleveland for Leah Herbster, Claire Doty for Casey Hansen. So right now it's Roovers, Doty, Voss, Jensen, and Chandler Cleveland. In for T is Mara Grant. So Grant, Conrad, McKinney, Weber, and Peterson. Free throws up, and free throws no good. Rebound to Mara Grant is up and good. It's her 5th point on the afternoon. Jensen over to Roovers on the right-hand side. Roovers is a great ball handler. Great ball handler, great drive. Up to Doty, here's to Jensen for 3. That is good! Claire Doty with the assist. Here's a 3-point attempt for T. Rebound to Roovers. Jensen to drive. Short little jumper from the elbow, off the back iron, off of McKinney. So Vermillion will retain possession with a new 35-second shot clock. So Doty will inbound. Gets it into Voss on the block, back to Doty, and Doty had not established herself inbounds yet. Coach Brooks is not happy. Those are just simple little mistakes, but it's early in the season, so those are the things you can get cleaned up. Here's Peterson with the ball, being defended by Roovers. Out to Maya Weber. Knocked out defended by Brooke Jensen. And it goes off of Maya Weber. A little disagreement there, but Doty into Roovers. 3:30 remaining here in the first half. Vermillion up 16-8. Jensen on the left-hand side looks to drive, brings it into the paint, kicks it out to Chandler Cleveland. Cleveland drove in, gets it out to Jensen on the right-hand side. Jensen out to Cleveland. Cleveland drives. Roovers at the top of the key, over to Jensen on the right-hand side. With 10 seconds on the shot clock, Doty with the short jumper, unable to connect. Here's Peterson after the rebound by Grant. Peterson drives, right-hand side, unable to connect, gets her own rebound. Off to Grant. Boy, the ball is just hitting everywhere. Rebound to Voss. Fouled by McKinney. McKinney's second personal, 6th team foul. Janaea Cleveland comes in for Voss. So it's Cleveland, Roovers, Doty, Cleveland, and Jensen. Both Janaea and Chandler out there. Roovers bringing the ball up with 2:50 remaining here in the second quarter. Chandler over to Doty. Doty for three. Good! Doty was on the mark with that one. You felt that one coming. So 3 points for Claire Doty. High pressure. Then they do break the press, get it into Ryland Conrad, who is unable to connect. Rebound to Brooke Jensen. And she is fouled. That was a frustration foul, I think. Frustration foul on Mara Grant. Puts Brooke Jensen in the one-on-one. That is the 7th team foul. So Jensen has 13 points. Unable to connect on her front end of a one-on-one. Rebound with 2:28 remaining. Fast break by T-Area. Not sure how they didn't call a travel there. She never did dribble the ball. So that makes it 19-10. Who made that? What? And Chandler Cleveland with an up and under for the layup. Stella Peterson over to Maya Weber in the lower right corner. Off of Doty with good pressure defense. With a minute 56 remaining here in the second quarter, Vermillion leads 21-10. Now Brooklyn Voss coming in for Janaea Cleveland. So on the court, Roovers seeing significant time this afternoon. Roovers, Doty, Voss, Jensen, and Chandler Cleveland. Ball's at the top of the key with Hayden West. Hayden West drives. Gets it down to Mara Grant. And they're going to call a foul on Chandler Cleveland instead of a, thought it should have been a jump ball, but it is what it is. So that is Chandler's second foul, 9th team foul. So the next foul is the double bonus. First free throw for Grant is no good. Nice rebound by Claire Doty. And Taylor Roovers again seeing significant time today. Claire Doty on the left-hand side. Looks to get it down low to Chandler Cleveland. And Cleveland is fouled on the shot by Stella Peterson. Okay. Not Stella Peterson. Reese Hammerquist. I guess I need to not trust myself. So Chandler Cleveland to the line to shoot 2. She has 2 points on the day. She now has 3 points. No, wait. She had 3 points. She now has 4. Makes the score 22-10 with a minute 35 remaining. Second free throw is just short. Rebounded to Stella Peterson. Peterson brings it up. Crossover gets by Roovers. Picks up her dribble. Down low to Reese Hammerquist. Hammerquist out to Hayden West. And that is off. Rebound by Claire Doty. Claire's having herself a game. And here's Brooke Jensen. Chandler Cleveland on the right-hand side, down on the block to Brooke Jensen. Spin move, up and in. That's 15 points on the day for Brooke Jensen. Nice steal by Doty. That is Doty's 3rd steal of the game. It's now Jensen on the right-hand side. Looking for someone to get the ball to. Gets it over to Doty at the free throw line. Gives back to Brooke Jensen. Whoop, Jensen was about to pass to Cleveland, who wasn't looking for it. Roovers over to Doty in the lower right corner. Down on the block to Brooke Jensen. Up and under. That gives Brooke 17 points on the game. With 28 seconds remaining, shot clock is off. Vermillion leads 26-10. I don't know that anyone was expecting this kind of games as far as a margin. Mara Grant down on the block, up and unable to connect, but rebound by Maya Weber. Oh no, out to Hayden West, and the 7th grader, Taylor Roovers, fouls her after the shot, but that will be 3. That will be 3 free throws. So that is her first personal, that double bonus, not that it matters. First free throw is up. First free throw is no good for Hayden West. That was just a 7th grader mistake, unfortunately. But she's playing a heck of a game. Second free throw is up, and it is good. So Kendra McKinney comes in for Stella Peterson. And here's the third free throw attempt by Hayden West. It is up, and it is good. Score is 26-12, 12 seconds remaining. They need to push the ball just a little bit. Here's Roovers bringing the ball up. Uses a pick, drives low, short jumper. Oh, no good. Ball is out of bounds, off Vermillion. So T area will be inbounding, have to go the full length of the court in 1.2 seconds. And they do not get a shot off. So at half, Vermillion 26, T area Titans 12. We'll be back in 2 minutes here on ESPN Radio 1015, AM 1570 KVTK, kvtk.com, and live on Vermillion streaming on YouTube.
Save means you're sort of protecting yourself. My mom and dad told me how to be safe. It's like super duper important. Hold a grown-up's hands. Put a helmet on because you might hurt your head super duper bad.
Protect their future by protecting yours with your local State Farm agent, Dick Sunday.
Let's be real. You have a business to run, people to pay, money to make, and a life to balance. Good thing you also have First Bank and Trust. With our cash management solutions, you can issue payroll, accept payments, and manage cash flow, all while tapping fraud prevention tools available. When managing a business is easier for you, so is managing a family. First Bank and Trust. Real banking, real easy. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Knutson Family Dentistry in Vermillion, they strive to provide the highest quality sphere. Knutson Family Dentistry works hard to provide the best cosmetic, general, and emergency dental treatment in the area. With over 50 years of combined dental experience, the latest dental technology, and a professional and compassionate staff, they're your top choice for dental care. Call for an appointment at 605-857-8008. Knutson Family Dentistry of Vermillion.
To Jimmy John's on Cherry Street in Vermillion.
We are back at T Area High School in T, South Dakota, where the Vermillion Lady Tanagers lead the T Area Lady Titans 26-12. Now, I was expecting a really good game tonight, and Vermillion has brought their A game. Now, it's not mistake-free, but they've been playing really well, and their defense has really led to some opportunities for them. Now, remember, T Area, they're undefeated. They defeated Sioux Falls Jefferson, whose only loss on the season is to T. They defeated Dakota Valley early in the season, and then they defeated Campbell County in Wyoming, or not in Wyoming, but in Mitchell, the Campbell County, Wyoming team. So these are the games. This is a really high-quality team, and Vermillion is showing itself to be up to the task. So in the first half, for T, you had Mara Grant leading the way with 5 points. You had Maya Weber with 4, Hayden West with 2, and Rylin Conrad with 1. Leading the way for Vermillion in the first half, Brooke Brooke Jensen with 17 points. Brooklyn Voss with 4. Chandler Cleveland with 4. And Claire Doty with 2. Actually, Brooklyn Voss had 3. I'm sorry. My mistake. No, Claire Doty had 3. I need to start trusting myself just a little bit. I'm so sorry. So again, Chandler Cleveland 4, Brooke Jensen 17, Brooklyn Voss 2, Claire Doty with that 3-pointer. That's what was throwing me off. Had 3 points in that first half. Also, if you look, rebounds. Leah Herbster with 2, Chandler Cleveland with 2, Brooke Jensen with 3, Brooklyn Voss with 3, Claire Doty with 2, Taylor Reavers with a rebound. Steals. Casey Hansen has 2 steals. Leah Herbster has a steal and a block. Brooke Jensen with the block. Brooklyn Voss with 2 steals. And Claire Doty. Claire is having herself a night. Again, she has 3 steals on the evening. So 3 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 3 steals in that first half for Claire Doty. So there's about 5.5 minutes remaining here at the halftime. There aren't too many scores to go over, so we're going to take a quick break. We'll make this a 2-minute timeout, and we'll be back here on ESPN Radio 101.5, AM 1570 KVTK, KVTK.com, and live on Vermillion streaming on YouTube.
Clay County Abstract and Title Company has a complex job that boils down to something very simple, helping you purchase your dream with confidence. When investing in a new home, a new site for your business, or piece of property, you want peace of mind that the property is truly yours. Clay County Abstract and Title Company has been doing just that since 1946. Clay County Abstract and Title Company, proud supporters of Vermillion activities and proud to be a part of your dreams come true.
Pump and Pack told me to keep this video simple, so I don't need to tell you about the great selections on drinks. You probably already know he has a South Dakota DMV, now kiosk, to renew your license plates. Snacks, too many of those to even mention. Oh, and when you fill up at Pump and Pack, Kevin gives a portion of the money back to a charity. I guess I really don't know what to talk about. Simple enough. Pump and Pack in Vermillion.
Need a new set of tires? Look to Carlson's Body Shop roll-up truck covers, bed liners, remote car starters, and thousands of other products. Hey, you can look at everything at your convenience online, too, at carlsonsbodyshop.com. No wonder the song says,
Bring it down to Carlson's Body Shop, your complete car care center.
Hard isn't for the weak-hearted. You're the first one to punch in and the last one to clock out. Every project, every day, your hobbies are no different. Miles of scouting, hours of planning, one split second with everything on the line. Can you trust your equipment? Work or play, Runnings has the gear you need to be the first one out there and the last one to leave. The farm, the field, or even at home, Runnings has what you need.
We're back at T Area High School, about 2.5 minutes remaining in halftime, where Vermillion Lady Tanagers lead the T Area Lady Titans 26-12. I think the story of that first half is we got to see the debut. We got to see the debut of Taylor Reavers. She is a 7th grader, and she played significant minutes, and I think the Livy Rigneris' absence has led to probably Taylor's debut, but she played some solid minutes in the first half, and did some great ball handling, passing, defensively. Made some obviously 7th grader mistakes, but really good play from Taylor Reavers, which is a good sign. Not sure where that lands for this season, but it's a good sign for the future for Tanager basketball. Again, Vermillion leads 26-12. Leading scorer for Vermillion is Brooke Jensen with 17 points. It's Brooke followed by Chandler Cleveland with 4, Claire Doty with 3, and Brooklyn Voss with 2. So there's about a minute and a half, so we'll be back in 1 minute here on ESPN Radio 101.5 AM 1570 KVTK, kvtk.com, and live on Vermillion streaming on YouTube.
Your invitation to thrive in Yankton, South Dakota. Nestled on the bluffs of the Missouri River, plenty of outdoor adventures are waiting. Whether you work remote or in a traditional office, we have a spot for you. Quality healthcare, diverse manufacturing, progressive school system, Mount Marty University, and so much more. Explore with family and friends. Let's thrive together. Is your invitation to thrive in Yankton, South Dakota. Nestled on the bluffs of the Missouri River, plenty of outdoor adventures are waiting. Whether you work remote or in a traditional office, we have a spot for you. Quality healthcare, diverse manufacturing, progressive school system, Mount Marty University, and so much more. Explore with family and friends. Let's thrive together.
I'm back. I can do it. I just don't know. All right. Thank you so much. All right. Thanks. Bye. All right, back in T as we are getting ready to start the second half, where the Vermillion Lady Tanagers are preparing to take on, finish off the T Area Titans. As I said, Vermillion is 4-0 on the season. T Area is 3-0, but of those 3 victories, 2 were against what would be considered AA opponents. AA, Sioux Falls Jefferson, and then Campbell County, Wyoming, which is in the largest district in class in Wyoming basketball. So here we are. Vermillion will start the second half with possession. Out there are Hanson, Janaea Cleveland, Brooklyn Voss, Leah Herbster, and Brooke Jensen. For T, you have McKinney, Grant, Peterson, West, and Conrad. So here's Jensen on the right-hand side. Knocked away by Hayden West, brought up by Stella Peterson. Down in the corner to West. West in low to Conrad. Conrad down to Grant. That is a charge. That is a charge by Mara Grant. That is her 3rd personal. Now she leads this team in scoring and rebounds, so that could be big. That's her 3rd personal, 1st team. So 30 seconds in, and we've had our first big foul. Hanson to bring the ball up, gets across midcourt, defended by Hayden West. Hanson to the left-hand side to Voss. Voss gets it back to Hanson at the top of the key. Hanson shoots from the free throw line, unable to connect, but she is fouled by West. And that is West's 1st personal.
At the free throw line for the Tanagers, number 1, Casey Hanson.
So Hanson to shoot 2. First free throw is up. First free throw is good. Those are Casey's first points on the game, but she's had a huge impact everywhere else. Defense, ball handling, just a great all-around player. Here's Hanson's 2nd free throw. Oh, just in and out of the rim. So 27-12, Vermillion leads T. Here's West getting defended. Oh, and they are going to call Hanson with a foul. Hanson didn't move. That is Hanson's 3rd personal. So with 1 minute gone, that is Mara Grant up with the shot. And Vermillion brings the ball up. Brooklyn Voss on the right-hand side. Voss gets it out to Janaea Cleveland at the top of the key. Down low to Jensen on the block. Jensen up and is fouled on the shot. Unable to connect on the shot itself. But she is fouled by number 12, Rylan Conrad. And that is her 3rd. Nope, that is her 2nd. I have to check my scribbles here. her second, third team. Brooke Jensen's first free throw is up and rolls in. That's what they call a friendly roll. That was nice. That is her 18th point on the evening. Up. And second one is off the back iron. Tracked down by Stella Peterson. So 28-14, Vermillion leads. Minute and a half gone here in the third quarter. Peterson brings the ball up, defended by Cleveland. Gets it over to Grant on at the three-point line, and an errant pass, cross-court pass by Grant leads to a turnover. So ball goes back to Vermillion. Janaea Cleveland inbounds to Casey Hansen. 6:24 remaining here in the third quarter. Hansen gets it to Leah Herbster. Janaea Cleveland, top of the key. Voss on the left-hand side. Down to Jensen on the block. Turnaround jumper is good! That gives Jensen 20 points on the game. All right, Stella Peterson drives past Voss, defended by Herbster. Back up to McKinney. McKinney at the top of the key, down to Grant. Grant over to Peterson for three. Unable to connect. Rebound to Grant. Knocked away by Hansen. Stolen by Voss. Brings the ball up. Herbster down low, out to Voss on the left-hand side. Voss out to the top of the key to Janaea Cleveland. Cleveland looking for someone. Drives. Gets it to the three-point free throw line. Out to Jensen at the three. Banks it in! 23 points for Brooke Jensen, which is just above her season average. So here's Hayden West at the top of the key. Looks to drive, gives it off to Peterson. Peterson down to the free throw line to Mara Grant. Backs down Jensen, out to Kendra McKinney. McKinney for three. So 33-17, Vermillion leads by 16 points. Herbster on the right-hand side at the three-point line. Looks for someone to give the ball to, drives a little bit, out to Voss. Back down to Casey Hansen. Hansen around Hayden West, up and in! Casey Hansen with her third point on the game. And she'll look for the old-fashioned three-point play. She goes to the free throw line. Foul was on Hayden West, her second. Team's fourth already. Maya Weber comes in for Stella Peterson. Hansen with the free throw. And here's Kendra McKinney. Stolen by Janaea Cleveland. Nice defense by Janaea.
Substitution for the Titans. Number 13, Reese Hammerquist.
Vermillion with 24 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Looks to inbound the ball. Here's Herbster. To Hansen at the top of the key. Jensen in the paint. Looks to back down, kicks it out to Voss. Voss down to Herbster. Herbster back out to Jensen. Jensen for three. Oh, no good. Rebound to Reese Hammerquist. Ball knocked out by Vermillion, so possession remains with T area. Vermillion leads 36-17. Hansen and Herbster come out. Doty and Chandler Cleveland come in. So right now on the court you have Janaea Cleveland, Chandler Cleveland, Claire Doty, Brooke Jensen, and Brooklyn Voss. Here's Maya Weber. Looking to drive. Drives down, kicks it out to Reese Hammerquist. Hammerquist over to Weber. Weber down to Grant. Backs him in. And she's going to be fouled on the shot. Who are they going to call that on? Calling it on Brooklyn Voss. Voss's first personal, second team of the half.
At the free throw line for the Titans, Mara Grant. Substitution for the Titans, number 11, Ellie Taylor. And for the Tanagers, number 11, Taylor Rivers.
So Taylor Ruvers comes in for Janaea Cleveland. So Ruvers, Doty, Voss, Jensen, and Chandler Cleveland are on the court. Free throws for Grant. Makes the score 36-19. Chandler Cleveland on the left-hand side, kicks out to Doty at the top of the key. Voss on the right, down to Chandler Cleveland, 4-2. Nice pass by Voss. Here's Mara Grant driving down. Shot blocked by Brooklyn. So 25 seconds remaining, 3.5 minutes left here in the third quarter. Stella Peterson comes in for Rylan Conrad. So it's Peterson, Weber, Peterson and Weber, Mara Grant, Ellie Clayberg, and Hayden West for T. And Vermillion with Doty. Nice steal by Roovers. Oh, not quite a steal, sorry. Here's Maya Weber. Knocked away by Jensen. Knocked away by Jensen. Fortunately, a travel on the recovery by Cleveland. So possession back to T area with 3:09 remaining. Stella Peterson at the top of the key. Gets it down to Ellie Clayberg. Clayberg over to Weber. Weber over to West. West skip pass over to Clayberg on the three-point line on the left-hand side. Back to Weber. Weber drives, stops, pops, unable to connect. Rebound, Chandler Cleveland, and they're going to call a jump ball. So possession stays with T area. Peterson to inbound. Gets the ball into West. West guarded by Roovers. West drives in, gets it to Grant. Grant up and in. This makes the score 38-21. Gets it down to Chandler Cleveland. Nice pass by Roovers, fouled by West. So Roovers to Cleveland. Chandler Cleveland for her third two-pointer of the game. And that is West's third personal. Makes the score 40-21. That was a nice pass by Roovers. So on the court right now for Vermillion as West goes to the line. Voss, Doty, and the free throw is good. Voss, Doty, Chandler Cleveland, Taylor Roovers, and Leah Herbster. And steal by Roovers. Down to Cleveland, up and in. That is Cleveland's 11th point. Cleveland is in double digits for the first time this season, I think. Ball out to Mara Grant, drives down, kicks it out to McKinney. McKinney over to Clayberg. Clayberg shoots for three. Rebound by Grant, up and in. Grant now has 13 points on the game. Maya Weber's first foul. Sixth team foul. So in for Vermillion, Janaea Cleveland. So it's, oh, and Leah Herbster up and just unable to connect. So on the court for Vermillion, Janaea Cleveland, Chandler Cleveland, Leah Herbster, Claire Doty, and Taylor Roovers. Claire Doty just committed her second personal, third team. On the court for T, McKinney, Peterson, Clayberg, Grant, and Weber. Oh. One official called a travel, another one called a foul. They went with the foul. It's on Chandler Cleveland. There's the almost a steal by Leah Herbster. Being her usual pest out there, she is just everywhere. Long and lanky, blocks and steals. Defensively, she's a pain. Brooke Jensen comes in for Chandler Cleveland, who has 3 fouls now. 4 team fouls for Vermillion this half. Here's Peterson at the free throw line, kicks it out to Weber. Weber for long 3, no good. Rebound to Roovers. Roovers brings the ball up. Gets it over to Doty on the left-hand side. Doty looking for someone. Gets it to Roovers at the top of the key. Roovers for 3, and that is good! Those are Taylor Roovers' first points as a varsity player, and it's a 3-pointer. Congratulations to Taylor Roovers on her first varsity bucket. And that is out of bounds for T. Vermillion gets possession. With 1 minute remaining, Vermillion leads by 23. 46-23, they have doubled up T so far. Brooke Jensen at the 3-point line, looks to drive from the left. Short jumper just off. 43 seconds remaining in the game. And they're gonna call a block on Roovers. Coach Brooks looks Coach Brooks looks a little disappointed in the call. So that was Roovers' second foul. There's the ball down, stolen by Janaea Cleveland. So shot clock is off, 28 seconds remaining. Roovers brings the ball up, kicks it out to Janaea Cleveland. Janaea drives down the right-hand side, into the corner to Herbster. Herbster brings it back out to Reavers on the right-hand side. Doty just to the left at the top of the key. Roovers is resetting with 12 seconds remaining. Gets it to Jensen. Jensen at the 3-point line, drives in, shoots, and she is fouled on the shot. Looks like she may have taken a little contact to the face.
Personal foul on the Titans, number 10, Mara Grant, her 4th.
That is Mara Grant's 4th foul as we head into the 4th quarter. So Brooke Jensen will head to the line. Right now, Brooke Jensen has 24 points on the game. So Kendra McKinney comes out. Hayden West comes in. Second free throw. Nice friendly roll for Jensen. Gives her 25 on the game. Here's Hayden West with 1 second with the floater, and that is no good. So after 3, Vermillion leads 48-23. I don't think anybody saw this coming. But we'll be back in 1 minute here on ESPN Radio 1015 AM 1570 KVTK, kvtk.com, and live on Vermillion streaming on YouTube.
We're a little bit different here at Vermillion Federal Credit Union. See, unlike banks, we're a member-owned not-for-profit institution, meaning members like you are the owners, and the profits are returned through better fees and lower rates.
Hey you, down in front!
And since our members are our owners, we exist to serve you and make sure that you're as comfortable as possible here. So come on in and act like you own the place, because you do.
Open your free checking account today. Vermillion Federal Credit Union.
Midwest Ready Mix and Equipment is your locally owned and operated ready mix company. Their specialty, 6x6 front discharge mixer trucks that allows for better placement of concrete and ease of use. Midwest Ready Mix and Equipment offers the highest quality of concrete products and aggregate, and also a full-service dealer for Logon equipment featuring telehandlers, excavators, and ASV track skid loaders for purchase or rent. Midwest Ready Mix and Equipment.
We're in T as we start the 4th quarter. Vermillion Lady Tanagers lead the T area Titans 48-23. And Vermillion has first possession. Brooklyn Voss with a nice fake. Drives down to the block, loses a little control of it. Jensen on the left-hand side for 3, no good. Rebound to T, brought up by Conrad. Rylan Conrad fouled on the shot by Brooke Jensen. That is Brooke's first foul of the game.
At the free throw line for the Lady Titans, number 12, Rylan Conrad.
So that'll put Rylan Conrad at the line for 2. First one is no good. Second free throw is also off. Rebound to Brooke Jensen. So 48-23, 30 seconds gone here in the fourth quarter. Here's Brooklyn Voss on the right-hand side, gets it over to Jensen. Jensen drives, short jumper is good. That gives Jensen 27 on the game. Hansen knocks it out of bounds. This defense for Vermillion has just been throttling T area tonight. As we coached, defense is something you can bring every night, as we discussed. So Mara Grant misses. Rebound to Rylan Conrad. They're going to call a foul on Casey Hansen. That is Casey's fourth foul. As we said, Casey will get into foul trouble periodically, but that's just due to her aggression out there. She's very quick. She goes for steals, goes for blocks. And the first free throw by Conrad is good. It's her second point on the game. Second free throw is up, and it is good. So Conrad has 3 points tonight. 1 minute gone here in the fourth quarter. Vermillion leads 50-23. Hansen with the ball, skip pass over to Jensen. Jensen down to Herbster. Just a little late on the pass. Herbster was open for a moment. So Vermillion will inbound the ball with 26 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Janaea Cleveland, Leah Herbster, into Voss. Voss back to Cleveland. Cleveland out to Herbster. Herbster over to Jensen. So it's Voss, Jensen, Hansen, Janaea Cleveland, and Leah Herbster out there. Hansen with the shot. Didn't connect with the rim. So the shot clock has not reset. There are 12 seconds remaining. You can feel a real lack of energy on the T area side. I don't think they were expecting this kind of margin. So Janaea Cleveland into Jensen. Jensen up, and Jensen good. She is fouled by Ellie Clayberg. That's Clayberg's second foul. And that's 29 for Brooke Jensen. So this free throw, she's going for 30 points. With 6:33 remaining, Vermillion leads 52-25. Jensen's free throw is up, and it is good. That's 30 on the evening for Brooke Jensen. Here's Stella Peterson bringing the ball up. Nice steal by Leah Herbster. Ball's brought up by Janaea Cleveland into the hands of Voss. Voss to the free throw line over to Hansen. Hansen to Janaea at the top of the key. Leah Herbster from three over to Brooklyn Voss. Voss thought about the three, drives down the right-hand side. Jensen drives into the lane, up, and that is good. 32 points on the game for Brooke Jensen. Here's Ellie Clayberg down to Mara Grant. Grant up with the shot, no good. What are they calling here? Oh. Full timeout here by Coach Brooks off the foul called on Janaea Cleveland. 5:52 remaining. We'll be back in 30 seconds here on ESPN Radio 101.5 AM 1570 KVTK, kvtk.com, and Vermillion streaming on YouTube.
Perfect night of sleep can be found with Slumberland's Sleep Solutions Center. Stearns & Foster, Tempur-Pedic, and Sealy all feature. Don't lose another night of sleep. Stop by Slumberland of Yankton. Looking to update the family room? Look no further than Yankton Slumberland. Lazy Boy, Flex Steel Furniture, and more. All at your hometown furniture store. That's Slumberland of Yankton.
WeatherTech, Rough Country, and Tuxedo. Vermillion Auto Works.
Back at T Area High School. in T, South Dakota.
At the free throw line for the Lady Titans, number 12, Ryland.
Back at T Area High School in T, South Dakota, where Vermillion leads 55-25. Going to the line is Ryland Conrad off the foul that was called on Janaea Cleveland. Free throw is up, and it is good. The first front end of a one-on-one. So those are Conrad's 4th points of the game. Next free throw up, and after bouncing around, that is also good. 5 points for Ryland Conrad. Makes the score 55-27. Pass is a little high for Herbster. Brought down by Mara Grant. Kendra McKinney brings the ball up, defended by Janaea Cleveland. Ball over to Ellie Clayberg, who brings it around the side. Throws it into the paint to Ryland Conrad. Stolen away by Janaea Cleveland. Janaea has it at the top of the key over to Voss on the right-hand side. Jensen in the paint. Goes up, turnaround jumper is good. Again, Brooke Jensen is feeling it tonight. That gives her 34 points on the night. McKinney at the top of the key. Down to Maya Weber. Kicks it into Mara Grant. Up and in for Grant. Again, coming in as the leading scorer and rebounder for T-Area Titans. Brooke Jensen with the ball. Skip pass over to Janaea Cleveland. Cleveland down to Brooklyn Voss. Voss hasn't used her dribble yet. Janaea Cleveland down to Herbster on the block. Up and in for Leah Herbster. Her first points of the night. 59-29. Ellie Clayberg over to Kendra McKinney. McKinney looks to get the ball down to Mara Grant on the block. Back and down Brooke Jensen. Up to Maya Weber. Weber for 3. That gives Weber 5 on the night. Nice pass from Janaea Cleveland to Brooklyn Voss. Voss is fouled on the shot. Conrad's 3rd personal foul, 10th team foul, so they are in the double bonus. This would have been 2 shots either way. First one for Voss is just short off the front iron. Chandler Cleveland in for Leah Herbster. Actually, now we're seeing Taylor Barda, Taylor Roovers, and Claire Doty in for Janaea, Brooke, and Casey. Round of applause from the Tanager fans as they know what they've seen. They've seen greatness tonight. In for T, Presley Portner, Hannah West, Ava Opland, and Anna Bindi. Ava Opland and Anna Bindi. Second free throw for Voss is good. And JC Babb is also in there. So that free throw from Voss gives her 3 on the night. Presley Portner over to West. So 6 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Shot up by Anna Bindi, but she traveled. So with 3:08 remaining, Vermillion leads 60-32. So Taylor Roovers brings it down the right-hand side. Gets it down to Chandler Cleveland. Cleveland is up and in. That gives Chandler 13 points on the night. That's another assist for Roovers. Nice defense by Barda. Led to a jump ball. Possession stays with T area with 2:30 remaining. It is a 30-point difference, so the clock is a running clock at this point. Ball down low to Bindi. fouled by Voss. Again, the clock will continue to run. Coming in for Vermillion will be Mackenzie Richardson. First shot by Bindi is up and no good. So Mackenzie Richardson comes in for Brooklyn Voss. To a round of applause from these Tanager fans. Another great game by this Lady Tanager team. Here's the second free throw from Bindi. It is up and it is good. So Anna Bindi with her first points of the night. Kaylee Barta bringing the ball up. So it's Barta, Roovers, Doty, Richardson, and Chandler Cleveland. Cleveland drives, kicks out to Barta. Barta drives, kicks out to Richardson. Richardson passes down to Chandler Cleveland. And ball goes out of bounds. Possession to T. Again, 1 minute, 46 seconds remaining as the clock continues to run with this 30-point, once they reach that 30-point threshold. So it's 62 to 33. So coming in for Vermillion will be Bailey Baylor, Maya Halverson, Madigan Wallen, and Caitlin Tracy, sorry. Rebound to Barta. Barta to Doty, minute 18. Roovers brings it around to the top of the key. Roovers had a significant impact tonight. Played a number of minutes. Did a lot of ball handling out there with Casey Hansen in some foul trouble earlier. Here's Roovers. Kaylee Barta drives, unable to connect, gets her own rebound. That is a jump ball. Possession stays with Vermillion. So again, Mackenzie Richardson, Caitlin Tracy, Madigan Wallen, and Bailey Baylor are in for Vermillion. So it's Baylor, Richardson, Tracy, Wallen, and Halverson on the court for Vermillion for this final minute. Shot clock ran out on the Tanagers. So T area brings the ball up, 20 seconds remaining. They'll run their offense and the drive. Kicks out, kicks over to the left to Presley Portner. Portner over to Babb. Babb at the free throw line, looks to drive. Loop shot, hook shot. Clock will continue to run, so I'm not quite sure how they do this, but time will run out. Foul on Madigan Wallen. So time does stop for the free throws. So J.C. Babb at the line, in and out. Second free throw is up, and it is good. Makes the score 62 to 34, and that'll be it. The Lady Tanagers come in, beat the T area Titans by a score of 62 to 34. The T area Lady Titans coming in were 3-0, having beaten Sioux Falls Jefferson, Campbell County, Wyoming, and Dakota Valley. They're receiving votes as of the last media poll. I fully expected them to be ranked this week. So when that comes out later today, we might see that this was, some people might say it's an upset, but we will take a 3-minute timeout here on ESPN Radio 1015 AM 1570 KVTK, kvtk.com, and Vermillion streaming on YouTube.
You can feel beautiful in your own skin. Candice Couture offers intimates to make you feel your best. Whether you want to feel beautiful for a night or you just want to feel frisky. Candice Couture also offers mastectomy bras, prosthetics, and nursing bras. Candice Couture, 17 West Main Street, Vermillion. We are beautiful in every aspect life throws at us.
Last week, a guy walked into the UPS store in Vermillion. He did not notice the copiers, the printers, the mailboxes, the banners, the posters, not even the business and shipping supplies. It was like he had blinders on. Hi, this is Jay with the UPS store in Vermillion. Many people don't see everything we have to offer when they stop by the UPS store to ship their packages. They miss all the things we have, like printing, designing. We even offer notary services here at the UPS store, located on Cherry Street in Vermillion.
Feed has served the area for nearly 100 years with the goal to continue this local family-owned business for the long haul. Johnson Feed is proud to be a part of the Vermillion community with a facility ready to repair, wash, and sell tires for all trucks and vehicles. Johnson Feed has room for drivers too. If interested, talk to the friendly folks at Johnson Feed. They have over 200 company trucks to deliver products throughout the country and over 375 company employees. Johnson Feed wish the best to the Vermillion Tanagers this season.
Feel sometimes trapped at work, surrounded by four walls, working the same task daily? Well, here's an opportunity. Larry's is hiring for installers and service technicians. These positions mean that you are out and about at a job site with a different situation every day. No experience needed, we will train you. Larry's offers great pay and benefits. Apply for our installer or service technician position by stopping by our Yankton location at 2401 Broadway Avenue or online at larrysheatingandcooling.com.
In a situation like this, the first thing you do, of course, is make sure everybody's okay. And then you're thinking, you better call your insurance person. No, just call Justin. At Vermillion Auto Works, you see Justin handles all the insurance claims and gives free quotes. Not everybody does the free quote thing anymore, you know. So call Justin at Vermillion Auto Works. He'll take care of the situation. Carrying WeatherTech, Rough Country, and Tuxedo. Vermillion Auto Works.
Main Street, Vermillion. We are beautiful in every aspect life throws at us.
Back at T Area High School, where we are getting ready for the Vermillion Tanager Boys as they face the T Area Titan Boys basketball. We are just coming off the game between Vermillion Lady Tanagers and the Vermillion Lady Titans, 62-34. Tanager victory. We did have a chance to talk with Coach Drake earlier. We'll play that for you right now.
Welcome back to Coach's Conversation. We are here with Coach Drake of the Vermillion Tanagers. Coach Drake, we're going to start off with an easy one. Are you having a good New Year so far?
Yeah, the changes is the plans have changed a little bit. Obviously, we were had our game on Friday, and then I came in yesterday morning, had a good quick practice, short practice, got our guys in after a game, and then we were going to give them today off, and instead we find out Tuesday's games getting moved up to Monday, so we're back at it here on a Sunday afternoon, trying to have practice, getting ready for tomorrow's game.
And how does something like this affect? You like to get into a rhythm and have a day off of rest, especially because you had the game Friday and New Year's Eve. It's not, it's just there's all these other things that are kind of getting in the way as well. All of a sudden now you have to compress everything. How does that affect your ability to prepare as a team?
Yeah, I think like anything, and we've kind of talked about it this past month, some of the things that have happened with the weather and stuff, and we basically on a daily basis are talking to our guys about controlling the things we can control, and this is one of those things that, again, we can't really control the weather that's going to be happening, and just the way the winter's gone so far, and we still have 2 more months to get through. The administrations came together, and I know T's back in school on Tuesday, so looking at the weather, if they were to not have school due to the weather, it would throw out that game. So if we can get it in ahead of time and beat the weather, it's probably better to do that than try to figure out dates down the road and having to deal with another postponement as many schools have. So both teams are in the same boat. Obviously, they played back-to-back Thursday, Friday against O'Gorman and Marshall, Minnesota. We had our game on Friday, and it was probably about early evening yesterday on Saturday, New Year's Eve, that we kind of finalized all this and knew for sure that we're going to do it on Monday morning. So we thought we'd have a little bit more prep time, even just from a film watching here on a Sunday, but you just kind of condense it all down and get out there and, put a game plan together. And we know we're playing a very good basketball team. And of our first 5 games, this will probably be our toughest test to date. So it's a good chance for our guys to kind of see where we're at this point of the year.
Well, and, you do say that this will probably be the toughest test so far this year. I think some people would say, they'd look at the record and say 1-2. But when you look at the teams that they lost to, O'Gorman's no pushover. And Dakota Valley, I mean, I saw a stat line of their last game. Just Dakota Valley is an unbelievable team. And then Marshall, Minnesota, it's always an interesting, they beat Marshall by a good amount. And Marshall's usually a pretty solid basketball team. So, like you said, their record might be 1-2, but I think that's a deceptive record.
Correct. And in recent years, it's kind of been like that. It kind of got off to, I don't want to say slow starts because, it's all relative to who you're playing and stuff. And obviously everyone knows what Dakota Valley has back. And, T does have a few new players that they're bringing up from last year. They lost some good seniors, a couple All-State players last year as well. But that first game against Dakota Valley, that's one of those where some guys are getting their first varsity experience. And obviously, DV's got a very experienced team, and they're the defending state champs with everyone back. And then they had a long layoff because that was that Friday night, and then they had a couple postponements, and then finally got this game in with O'Gorman last Thursday, and they played at O'Gorman, played them straight up. O'Gorman, as usual, has a nice basketball team, and midway through the fourth, I think the final ended up 11, but midway through the fourth, it was dead even, and they were right there giving themselves a chance, and then they bounced back. And you kind of said it. Marshall, Minnesota's had some really good teams in recent years and stuff, so I'm not fully aware of what Marshall might have this year, but anytime you can go to Marshall and win the way they did, that's going to give them great confidence, and they're playing well, and like anything, and it's nothing against our first of 4 opponents. We've had 4 games, being 2-2 in games that we've been in, and yet the opponent we're going to see on Monday afternoon in T, this will no doubt be the best team we've seen thus far.
And just looking at their stats and their roster, it seems like they have 3 players, kind of like you guys, 3 players that kind of lead the way in Thompson, Almas, and Kirshenman as far as scoring goes. Are you able to, and as far as rebounds, those are kind of the 3 leaders. Are those the 3 that you've kind of focused on when you've looked at game film and kind of what you're going to game plan? Or is it more of a team element for T?
Yeah, I think they're pretty balanced. And you kind of said scoring-wise through 3 games, the 3 you mentioned obviously have been leading them in scoring. But the Kocher kid, number 1 for them, he's a returning starter, and Kirshenman's a returning starter. And, just looking back at last year's film, even Kocher really hurt us in that game. He had 14 points, I believe. He was 4 of 5 from the 3-point line. So he kind of plays a combo guard. Thompson, we saw him 2 years ago. He was out all last year with a football injury. He's back. He's very quick. I think he led him against O'Gorman with like 18, 19 points. He can get to the basket. He creates for himself, and he creates for others, and he can shoot the 3. Kirschman inside, obviously. And Almas played a lot of minutes off the bench for him last year, and was a really good athlete. And then, they'll play about 8 guys. The Wieben kid, him and his brother, the one starts and the other one comes off the bench, but both are strong players and they can shoot the 3. The Williamson kid gives them some length inside at 6'6" and just long and athletic. And then the Smite kid, another kid that missed last year with a football injury, but is back now and is in their rotation and helps them on the perimeter. And all 8 of those guys, they're all threats on the floor, can all shoot the ball, can all attack off the dribble. And it makes them for a pretty balanced team. And obviously, it's a huge reason why they're a very quality team.
And you're right. They do have 8 players averaging double figures in minutes. Really, nobody puts in more than 20, so they do have a lot of rotation going on, which does allow for them to stay fresh. And so they can keep up that pressure defense. One stat that did stick out to me is that Blake Thompson has 10 steals through 3 games. That's a tremendous amount. That's somebody that shows like they really have a nose for the ball.
Right. Yeah. He's a good player. He's really quick and athletic. And a big key to their offense is him attacking the paint on dribble penetration, and we're going to have our hands full because we don't have anyone as quick as him, and we're got to try to keep him in front of us, and it's not just him scoring for himself, but also for him creating for others. So it'll be a huge test for us, and yet really for our team after 4 games. This is a very good region opponent, very good Pac-12 conference opponent, a team that, we're only probably going to see for a couple more years, this year and next year, and then it sounds like after that they'll be moving up to the AA ranks. And, they've had a great tradition there. There's not just regular season, but in the postseason. And like anything, we expect to go compete, play hard, and trying to give ourselves a chance in the fourth quarter.
Well, and as we mentioned with your team as well, you kind of have a rotation, 7, 8 guys that you use, but Zoen and Carter are kind of the big 3 as far as the scoring load. But the team, it's always been a team element and team atmosphere for you guys. Is that just something that you're continuing to preach, that it's not just one person, everyone needs to be stepping up? Because last game, I thought Wyatt Gestring really stepped up more than, I don't mean to say more than, but really came forward in a bigger way than he had in the first few games of the season.
We're going to need that, for our basketball team to improve as the year goes on, and just to give ourselves a chance, for whether we're playing 8, 9 guys a night, we need everyone just kind of chipping in. Obviously, we always talk about playing hard and getting it done on the defensive end. But even on the offensive end, we've leaned on the 2 Carters and Zoen from a scoring standpoint. But, Wyatt did a couple big threes the other night, had 8 points. He had 10 against Crofton as well. And we've got to be able to score the basketball, and some of that's other guys stepping up. And we hope that as these guys gain experience, like anything, a lot of these guys have only played 4 varsity basketball games, and each time out on the floor, they should be able to learn some things, gain some experience, correct maybe some things that didn't go their way in the past games, and if we can do that, then learn from those past games, keep working and kind of grinding things out and improving each night, whether it's practice or games. Hopefully that helps each one of these guys become better basketball players. And if they're improving as a player, obviously our team's going to improve as the year goes on.
Well, and I think that's exactly right. 3 players that I've noticed just improvement might not show up on the stat sheet, but Cerny, Kerner, and Rohrig really seem to be more comfortable out there this last game. And, each game they seem to be progressively more confident in the way they're playing, the way they're playing defense, and the way they're incorporating themselves in the offense. Like I said, it might not show up on the stat sheet yet, but it really does pass the eye test.
Right, yeah, and we need that, and in all honesty, that's what it should look like each game as they gain experience. And we've said as a coaching staff, we know we have to be patient at times, and yet we can get impatient as well. But you're right. Every time they step on the floor, hopefully they've gained a little bit more confidence from another game action, whether it's limited minutes or And that's the thing we've told our group is all of them. We've been playing the 2 Carters and Zoen a lot of minutes, but all those other guys. You got to stay mentally locked in and focused. You don't know on a given night. It might be that your number's called for 15, 16 minutes. It might be that it's only 4 or 5 minutes, but whatever it is, you got to kind of rise to the occasion and compete and play hard and give us everything you got during those minutes.
Well, Coach, I think I've taken up enough of your time. I want to thank you so much for getting back to me and carving out some time for me today. Best of luck against T, and stay safe in the new year.
All right. Thanks a lot, Michael. We appreciate it.
That was Coach Jay Drake of the Vermillion Tanagers here on the Coach's Conversation. We'll be back after these brief messages here on ESPN Radio 101.5 AM 1570 KVTK, kvtk.com, and live on Vermillion streaming on YouTube.
Here's what people say about Carlson's
In a situation like this, the first thing you do, of course, is make sure everybody's okay. And then you're thinking, you better call your insurance person. No, just call Justin. At Vermillion Auto Works, you see Justin handles all the insurance claims and gives free quotes. Not everybody does the free quote thing anymore, you know. So call Justin at Vermillion Auto Works. He'll take care of the situation. Carrying WeatherTech, Rough Country, and Tuxedo. Vermillion Auto Works. You want a lumber yard that delivers more. The Lumberyard Vermillion has been going strong in the same spot now for 53 years, helping you find the building solutions you need, offering new technology with old-fashioned friendly small-town service, making the Lumberyard in Vermillion your building supply solution from start to finish.
And women's clothing featuring Carhartt and Wrangler. There's footwear, pet supplies, houseware.
You are self-motivated, accountable, and eager to learn new skills. We'd love to talk to you about a rock star career. Masaba in Vermillion is hiring full and part-time manufacturing positions for the rock industry. Masaba provides comprehensive training in a clean, safe, and state-of-the-art facility. Masaba offers competitive wages, a fun and interesting work environment and culture. Join our team of rock stars. Visit masabainc.com to learn more.
Back here in T area, where we're just finishing up the introductions, Vermillion has introduced their starters, Ethan Kerner, Zone Robinson, Carter Hansen, Wyatt Gestring, and Carter Skogsberg. The Tanagers are coached by Jay Drake, assistant coaches John Reavers, Louis Budmeyer, and James Drake. Managers John Manning. Athletic Director Jason Huska. So the starters for T area are 6'1" guard, senior guard Jonah Kosher, 5'11" senior guard Blake Thompson, 6'2" junior guard Sam Almas, 6'2" junior forward Justin Wiebinga, and then finally 6'4" senior center Reese Kirshenman. They are coached by Drew Weber, assistant coaches Keith Cutler and Clay Robinson. Managers are Parker Angelo, Quentin Clarenbeek, Cody Waltner, and Noah Watson. Statisticians are Les Schroeder and Jackson Treelor. Superintendent Dr. Jennifer N. Lowry. Jumping for Vermillion will be Carter Skogsberg. Jumping for T area will be number 15, Reese Kirshenman. And the tip is won by T. Ball is brought up by Blake Thompson. Over to Jonah Kosher. Kosher out to Thompson. Thought about the three. To Kosher at the top of the key. Almost on the left-hand side. Back over to Thompson. Back over to Justin Wiebinga for three. That is a quick three. We're 20 seconds in, and Wiebinga has a three-pointer on the night. 3-0 T area. Zone Robinson brings the ball up, gets it out to Wyatt Gestring, back to Robinson. Robinson over to Wyatt. Wyatt to Carter Hansen at the top of the key. We'll have an interview with Carter at halftime. Ethan Kerner on the left-hand side. Carter Hansen, top of the key. Gets it down to Carter Skogsberg just off the block. He backs down Kirshenman. Up. And that is blocked by Kirshenman. Down low to Kirshenman. Guarded by Skogsberg on the block. Kirschman kicks it out to Wiebinga. Wiebinga for three, and that is off the back iron. Rebound to Kosher. Kosher jumper for two. That is a 10-second violation on Vermillion. They were unable to get it across the midcourt line. So 6:33 in, and T is leading Vermillion 5-0. Kosher over to Wiebinga. Wiebinga to Thompson. Thompson drives the lane. Short jumper up. No good. Hansen almost had the rebound. There's Kosher. Kosher out to Wiebinga. Top of the key to Almas. To the elbow over to Wiebinga in the lower left corner. And bad pass by Wiebinga. That is an over and back for T area. That turnover will give Vermillion the ball at midcourt. So with 6:10 remaining here in the first quarter, T is out to a fast start, leading Vermillion 5-0. Here's the inbound to Carter Hansen from Wyatt Gestring. Ethan Kerner brings it around to the top of the key. Wyatt Gestring at the three-point line on the right-hand side. Zone Robinson, same location, drives. Short jumper, and that is just off for Zone. Rebound to Kosher. Kosher over to Wiebinga on the right-hand side. Kosher drives, and bad pass. Miscommunication between Kosher and Almas. So 5:44 remaining in the first quarter. T area up 5-0. Fast-paced first quarter. A lot of up and down. Gestring over to Hansen. Hansen back to Gestring. Gestring into Kerner. Kerner is trapped. And Kerner steps on the line. That turnover sends the ball back to T area. Here's Blake Thompson bringing up the ball. Thompson over to Almas. Top of the key over to Wiebinga on the right-hand side. Down quick to Kirschenman for another 2 points for first two for Kirschenman. Makes the score 7-0. Zone over to Wyatt Gestring. Gestring back to zone. Looking to come in for Vermillion will be Trey Hansen. Long three for Carter Hansen. No good. Rebound to Sam Almas. Kosher over to Thompson. Almost with the shot, no good. Rebound to Carter Hansen. Hansen down to Kerner. Long pass is too long.
Substitution for the Tanagers.
So Trey Hansen comes in for Ethan Kerner. So it's Hansen, Gestring, Skogsberg, and Robinson. There's Blake Thompson at the top of the key. Drives the lane, gets it out to Kirschenman. Up and off the front of the rim. Rebound to Trey Hansen. And they're going to call a travel on Zone Robinson. I think Zone thought he was fouled. Pretty physical on that end. Ball being brought up by T. Shot from the paint by Blake Thompson. And ball is out of bounds off of Vermillion. T-ball with 34 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Almost gets it down low to Kirschenman on the block, who bulls his way up through Hansen and Skogsberg. That's 4 points for Kirschenman. Zone Robinson to bring the ball up. 9-0 here, 4 minutes halfway through the first quarter. Hansen at the elbow, down low to Skogsberg. Pass is too low. Thompson over to Almas in the right corner. Almas over to Kosher. Kosher down low to Kirschenman. Kirschenman kicks it out to Wiebinga. Wiebinga for three. That's his second three-pointer. Makes the score 12-0 with 13:36. Or 3:36 remaining here in the first quarter. It's a 30-second timeout to Vermillion, so we'll keep it right here. On the season, Vermillion T is led by Blake Thompson at 14.7 points per game, 4.7 rebounds. Sam Almas with 13.7 points per game and 5.3 rebounds. And Reese Kirshenman with 11.7 points per game and 8 rebounds per game. But as Coach Weber said, Kirshenman's kind of the leader of the team just because he's a force down low. He gets those rebounds. He's able to be their go-to guy. And you've kind of seen it so far here. But Wiebinga, Jessen Wiebinga, we didn't even have him really listed. I didn't pull up his stats just because he hadn't done too much. He was averaging about 5.7 points per game. He's already at 6 tonight, so he's already above his season average. So Vermillion will be inbounding the ball with 3:36 left in the first quarter. Trey Hansen into Carter Hansen. Trey back to Carter. Carter drives down the middle. Over to Zone on the right-hand side. Zone thought about the three. And they're going to say Zone was tripped by Blake Thompson. First personal, first team. Here's Trey Hansen at the top of the key. And they're going to call a foul on Garrett Wiebinga. That's his first personal, second team.
Fouls on the Titans, number 20, Garrett Wiebinga, his first, second team foul.
Here's Zone at the top of the key, looking to create something. Kicks it out to Trey Hansen at the three-point line, over to Carter. Carter drives from the left-hand side, up and just short. Out of bounds off Carter Skogsberg. So 5 minutes in, and Vermillion has yet to score. Here's the ball to Almas. Almas drives, and that is a charge on Almas. His first personal, third team foul.
Fouls on the Titans, number 5, Sam Almas, his first. Checking in for the Tanagers, number 20, Connor Rourke.
Connor Rohrig comes in. Wyatt Gestring goes out. So it's Hansen, Robinson, Skogsberg, and Rohrig. Zone Robinson off to Carter Hansen, who drives down into the lane, up and in. 2 points for Carter Hansen. First 2 points of the game for Vermillion, 12-2. Here's a three-point attempt by Wiebinga. Garrett Wiebinga. Rebound to Carter Hansen. Hansen drives up, gives it off to Rohrig. Rohrig is up and under and unable to connect, but the ball is off Jonah Koser. In for Vermillion, or T is Jessen Wiebinga and Jackson Smythe. So it's Wiebinga, Smythe, Boston Williamson, Blake Thompson. And bad pass, it's stolen by Wiebinga. Given off to Boston Williamson. Williamson over to Smythe. Smythe over to Wiebinga. Blake Thompson for three is short, follows his shot, gets his rebound, and is up for two and fouled. Blake Thompson.
Fouls on the Tanagers, number 33, Trey Hansen, his first. At the free throw line for the Titans, Blake Thompson.
So, but Trey Hansen's first, personal first team. That is 3 points for Blake Thompson. Here's Trey Hansen getting the ball across midcourt. Skip pass to Carter Hansen. Carter looks to drive. They're going to call a foul on Jarrett Wiebinga.
Fouls on the Titans, number 20, Garrett Wiebinga, his second personal foul.
That's his second personal, fourth team foul. So Sam Almas comes in for Garrett Wiebinga. Inbounding the ball for Vermillion is Zone Robinson into Rohrig. Rohrig gets it down onto the block to Skogsberg. Skogsberg backs in his player. They're going to call a charge on Skogsberg. College or NBA, it's probably called a flop. So 15-2, T leads Vermillion. Blake Thompson bringing the ball up. Gets it down to Smythe. Smythe brings it around to the free throw line to Wiebinga. Wiebinga over to Thompson on the left. Thompson for three, and that is good.
Blake Thompson.
That's his 6th point on the game. 18-2, T leads Vermillion. Steal by Thompson, up and good. Makes the score 20-2. Carter Hansen giving it off to Trey Hansen. Back to Carter. They have 4 seconds to get across the timeline. And there's Trey Hansen to Zone. Zone in the middle of the lane. Gives it to Skogsberg. Loses control. Recovered by Wiebinga, Jessen Wiebinga. Over to Blake Thompson on the right-hand side. Sam Almas for three from the top of the key. No good. Rebound to Blake Thompson. Thompson over to Wiebinga. Wiebinga drives, gives it off to Almas at the three-point line. Back up to Blake Thompson to reset with 25 seconds left on the shot clock. Guarded by Zone Robinson. Thompson brings it around. Here's Smythe. Smythe back to Thompson in the lower right corner. Thompson for three. That is short. Rebound to Boston Williamson. Sam Almas with his first 2 points of the game. 7 seconds left in this first quarter. Rohrig at the three-point line. Gives it off to Carter Hansen. Hansen for three, just off the back iron. So that's the first quarter with T area leading Vermillion by a score of 22-2. We'll be back in 1 minute here on ESPN Radio 1015 AM 1570 KVTK, kvtk.com, and live on Vermillion streaming on YouTube.
You want somebody to come into your home and fix everything right the first time, look professional, act professional, treat you with respect, you gotta call Kaylin's. When they come in, I feel that they want to be there. I feel that they want to help me.
You know, they put on the little booties over their shoes. They had canvas from the garage door all the way down to walk on. They left the furnace room in the basement probably cleaner than it was when they came in.
They just do customer service very well. I would recommend Kaylin's to anyone.
Interior technicians.
Hey, troublemaker.
What'd you do? What did I do about what?
Don't be coy with me, Jerry.
All the ladies in the salon were gabbing about it.
So why are you in hot water?
No. I'm not in hot water. At Intech, we use hot water. Our trained technicians use a hot water extraction process to deep clean your carpets without leaving behind any residue.
Wait till the Bunko Gals hear this.
Oh, brother. When you need it clean, call the Intech team.
Back here in T, as after one quarter, T area leads Vermillion by a score of 22-2. Vermillion starts off with possession. Zone Robinson brings the ball up, gives off to Skogsberg. Skogsberg over to Kerner. Kerner over to Robinson. Robinson drives. Here's the three-point attempt by Wyatt Gestring. That was short, but rebound by Skogsberg. Skogsberg up and in and fouled. It's Reese Kirschman's first foul, fifth team foul. Here's Skogsberg's free throw. That is no good. Score is 22-4. Ball brought up by Koser. Koser over to Wiebinga. Wiebinga drives. And they're going to call Wiebinga with a foul, charge. Nice charge taken there by Carter Skogsberg. That is the sixth team foul. So 7:22 remaining. 22-4, T leads Vermillion. Here's Carter Hansen. Gets it past the midcourt line. Hansen with the floater, no good, but tracks it down, but gives it to T area. Blocked there by Zone, but T area recovered. Rebound to Carter Hansen. And that's going to be a foul on Smythe. That's Smythe's first foul, seventh team foul, which will put him in the 1-and-1. So Blake Thompson comes in for Jackson Smythe.
Thompson. At the free throw line for Vermillion, in the bonus number 24, Carter Hansen.
So Carter Hansen at the line. Free throw is no good. Rebound to Robinson. Robinson goes up, and there's a blocking foul. That should be Kirschman's second, I believe. Yep, Kirschman's second foul, 8th team foul. So Robinson will be going to the line for 2 free throws.
At the free throw line for the Tanagers, number 23, Zone Robinson.
First free throw's up. First free throw is good for Zone for his first points on the evening.
Number 21, Boston Williamson.
Boston Williamson comes in for Reese Kirschman. Second free throw for Robinson is up, and second free throw is good. So that is 6 points for the Tanagers, 22-6 with 6:47 remaining here in the second quarter. Almost on the left-hand side gives it up to Boston Williamson over to Thompson. Wiebenga for 3, that is no good. And rebound tracked down by Williamson here over to Thompson. Thompson over to Coaster on the left-hand side. Looks to drive, kicks out to Wiebenga. Brings it around to the top of the key. Over to Coaster on the left-hand side. Williamson over to Thompson. Thompson for a 3-pointer from the right-hand side. Unsuccessful. Rebound by Wyatt Gestring, and a foul is called.
Foul on the Titans, number 21, Boston Williamson, is first. Substitution for the Titans, number 20, Garrett Wiebenga.
So Carter Skogsberg to the line. Free throw is good. That's his 3rd point on the evening. So Vermillion's gone on a little 5-0 run. Make it 6 with the second free throw for Carter. Blake Thompson brings the ball up. Over to Jonah Koser. Koser over to Wiebenga. Gives it down to Williamson, who loses control but does track it back down. Koser on the left-hand side. Garrett Wiebenga. And then he is fouled on the shot. Looking for the traditional old-fashioned 3-point play. That's Carter Skogsberg's second foul, 3rd team foul. Free throw is up, and it is good. For Garrett Wiebenga, scores 25-8. Stops Vermillion's 6-0 run. Carter Hansen gets it to Ethan Kerner. Kerner skip pass to Robinson. Robinson looked at the 3, drives in, blocked by Williamson. Here's Thompson. Over to Koser. Koser over to Wiebenga. Wiebenga over to Wiebenga. Wiebenga for 3. Tracked down by Williamson. Williamson looks to get the ball out. And that ball is stolen by Gestring. Here's Gestring for 3. Off the back of the rim. Rebound by Skogsberg. Down on the block. Skogsberg up and unable to finish. Rebound to Thompson. Thompson down low to, tries to go to Wiebenga. That ball is stolen by Skogsberg. 30-second timeout to Vermillion. We'll just keep it right here. So we are 4:41 remaining in the second quarter, where T area leads Vermillion by a score of 25-8. It was 22-2 at the end of the first quarter, so Vermillion has outscored T area by a score of 6-3, hoping to claw their way back in. If you missed it earlier, the Tanager Girls defeated the T area Titan Girls by a final score of 62-34. I'm sure media polls will be coming out later today, I think. And fully expect T to be receiving votes, if not ranked, on the girls' side. And so some people might call it an upset. I'm not sure if it is, but I don't think anyone expected that large of a margin of victory where we actually got to running clock. So timeout is over. Here's Trey Hansen into Carter Hansen. Out there with Zone Robinson, Carter Skogsberg, and Trillian Sorrell. Skogsberg on the block to Sorrell. Sorrell loses control of the ball. And that'll be a turnover to T. In for Skogsberg is number 12, Landon Cerny. So out there for Vermillion, Cerny, Robinson, Hansen, and Sorrell. For T, you have Thompson, Koser, Wiebinga, Smythe, and Almus. And Garrett Wiebinga up with 2, and he is fouled. Fouled by Trillian Sorrell.
Trillian Sorrell, his first. Wiebinga at the free throw line.
Free throw is good. All right, here's Hansen at the top of the key. Over to Sorrell. Sorrell back to Cerny. Cerny brings it around to the top of the key to Trey Hansen. Sorrell to the right-hand side to Carter Hansen. Hansen drives. Turns around. Accepts the contact. Unable to finish. Score is 28-8. 3:50 remaining here in the second quarter. Blake Thompson on the left-hand side. Look to pass across the court. An expletive was uttered, and the Vermillion coach is like, hey, he's not supposed to say that. Here's Carter Hansen, 3:39. Hansen for 3. Carter's good. Gives him 5 points on the evening. Remember, we'll have a conversation with him at halftime. Smythe to Almus. Almus up to Thompson. Thompson over to Koser. Koser for 3. No good. Rebound by Wiebinga. Wiebinga out to Koser. Koser over to Smythe. Smythe drives. Kicks out to Thompson. Thompson over to Koser. Back down to Smythe. Smythe gets caught under the basket. Kicks out to Thompson. Thompson across the court to Wiebinga for 3. That is good for Garrett Wiebinga, the 6'2 junior. Gives him 8 points on the game. 31-11. Sorrell down in the left corner. Trey Hansen on the right-hand side for 3, and that is off the iron. No good, so 2:41 remaining. In comes Boston Williamson and Jessen Wiebinga for Blake Thompson and Jackson Smythe. So out there are Koser, Almus, Wiebinga, and Williamson. Here's Almus at the top of the key. Bad pass by Koser, stolen by Trey Hansen. It's Trey over to Carter. Carter with the short jumper off the back iron. Rebound to T. 2:15 remaining here in the second quarter. Here's Justin Wiebinga for 3, unable to connect. Ball off Zone Robinson. So T area will inbound. Quite a fast-paced first half. Here's Wiebinga over to Thompson, or Koser on the right-hand side. Pass to Wiebinga on the left-hand side. Williamson with the rebound. Koser at the free throw line gives off to Wiebinga. Garrett. That's a 30-second timeout called by T. So we'll keep it right here. Right now with 1:47 remaining here in the second quarter. T area leads Vermillion by the score of 31-11. Scoring so far for Vermillion, you have Zone Robinson at 2 points, Carter Hansen with 7, and Carter Skogsberg with 4. Also have Hansen down for 3 rebounds. Wyatt Gestring with a rebound and a steal. Trey Hansen with a rebound and a steal. Skogsberg with 2 rebounds and a steal. For T area, we have Justin Wiebinga at 8. Garrett Wiebinga at 8. Justin Wiebinga at 6. Sam Almas with 2. Blake Thompson I have down at 8 as the leading scorers for T area. Here's the inbound. Koser over to Wiebinga. Wiebinga down low to Almas. Almas, and has it stolen away by Trey Hansen. Brought up by Zone Robinson. Trey Hansen drives from the right-hand side, kicks out to Zone Robinson. Passes a little low. Short jumper by Zone, unable to connect. Rebound to T area. That's been the key so far. We're just not getting the rebounds, so not getting any second chance points. Almost for 3 from the right-hand side, rims out. Rebound to Trey Hansen. Trey Hansen making his presence known tonight. Carter on the right-hand side. Zone at the top of the key. Guarded by Almost. Here's 3-pointer for Zone. Just a little off the mark. Trillian Sorrell on the defense. Does knock it out of bounds. That'll get the ball back to T area. Out comes Almas and Koser. In comes Smythe Thompson. So it's Wiebinga, Thompson, Wiebinga, Smythe, and Williamson out there for T. Sorrell, Hansen, Cerny, and Robinson for Vermillion. Garrett Wiebinga over to Blake Thompson on the right-hand side. Thompson over to Boston Williamson. And Landon Cerny gets in the way. There's a jump ball. Jump ball possession goes to T area with 14 seconds remaining on the shot clock. 26 seconds remaining on the game clock. Here's Blake Thompson up top. Thompson over to Garrett Wiebinga. Wiebinga over to Thompson for 3, and that is good. That gives him 11 on the game. Carter Hansen drives in, 3 seconds, unable to connect. So, at halftime, Vermillion trails T by a score of 34-11. We'll be back in 1 minute here on ESPN Radio 101.5 AM 1570 KVTK, kvtk.com, and Vermillion streaming on YouTube.
What's worse than having the first bank in South Dakota was the easy part, earning the confidence of local farmers, helping families account for their dreams, and securing the future for countless businesses took us a little longer. We owe it to the hard workers, big dreamers, and forward thinkers out there. Thank you for making South Dakota a great place to call home.
Traveling to Vermillion for Tanager football, basketball, or just traveling through? The Red Roof Inn in Vermillion is a place to stay, offering great rates, clean rooms with an awesome continental breakfast. Red Roof Inn does whatever it takes to make guests feel comfortable, making your trip the best possible. And furry friends stay for free. Located on Cherry Street in the heart of Vermillion. Call the Red Roof Inn in Vermillion to make your reservation.
Back at T Area High School, we had a chance earlier over the weekend to talk with Carter Hansen in our player profiles of the game. So here's that interview with Carter Hansen, sophomore guard for Vermillion.
And we're here with our player conversation. This time we're talking with Carter Hansen. Carter, I'm going to start you off with an easy one. Did you have a good Christmas?
Yes, I did. I had a great Christmas break. Enjoyed a little bit of time off from school. Hang out with my family and grandparents.
Well, good, and those breaks are so necessary, and those are nice sometimes, and it kind of leads in with the new year upon us. Are you someone that likes to make New Year's resolutions? And if so, or if not, what are you kind of hoping for yourself in 2023?
I usually don't make New Year's resolutions, but kind of just kind of remind yourself of some of the stuff. Just kind of keep working hard in school, academics, sports, and just kind of all the things. Try to check yourself and make sure you're being a good person.
I really like that. Nice answer. I enjoy that. We're here talking on a Saturday with the weather and the forecast for Monday and Tuesday. There's another possible postponement of the T game. How do you, as a player and as a student, just handle the number of disruptions during the season and during the school year like this?
Well, we just kind of, as a team and also as a player, we just kind of got to stay focused through everything. Make sure that we also take advantage of every single opportunity we get to practice and play in a game. Because this year, with all the cancellations, it's really reminded us that, you can easily have a game, practice, taken away from you just like that. So it's kind of a good reminder to make sure that you're working hard in all your practices and games and trying to give full effort in everything you do, along with academics as well.
All right. Well, no, as a player, what are you most proud of when it comes to yourself, whether it's something you've done on the court, off the court, as a basketball player, and what are you proud of as your team as a whole?
Well, I think this year as a team and also as myself, we're all just kind of trying to find our identity. We lost 5 seniors, our 5 starters. So we're all just kind of trying to fill our roles. And I think that I'm pretty proud of the way that we've all kind of stepped up and kind of stepped into our role. We're still trying to find it probably, but I was really proud of the way that our whole team kind of filled into their role and kind of stepped up and took the weight off each other's shoulders and playing really well as a team right now.
And you really are. You kind of have your your top 3 leaders, the 2 Carters, you and Carter Skogsberg, and then Zone Robinson. But everyone is playing a role. Everyone is contributing. Everyone's just kind of coming together. You guys have really shown a lot of resiliency as a team, and I think it's really impressive. You guys are coming along really well, and so that's a great answer. I think it's really, really reflective of how you guys are as a team. Now, as a person, what is something about you that might surprise people if they heard it? Maybe something that you like to do or don't like to do, just something that people might think, oh, I would not have expected that.
I'm going to go with something that I don't necessarily like to do. I'm kind of a homebody, to be honest. I kind of like to stay in, not go out and stay up late or any of that. I kind of just like to, hide in my house almost, you could say. Just kind of relax. I'm a pretty relaxed person, so I feel like a lot of people might not know that about me.
Well, and that's good. That's a good way to be. A person needs to cherish their downtime and relaxation, so I like that answer.
Yeah, for sure.
So now you're a sophomore. I'm correct on that, right?
Yes, sir.
So this might be something that you haven't thought too much about, and obviously things always change. But what do you think the future holds for you? Whether it's sports, academics, life, what are some things that you'd like to see happen, 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now? Where would you like to see yourself, and what would you like to see yourself doing?
Well, obviously, my plan right now is to try to go to college. Whether that's for basketball or anything like that, I'm not really worried about that yet as a sophomore. I'm just kind of trying to work hard every day, and I'll just kind of see where that takes me with whatever. But right now for academics, I'm kind of leaning towards something business related, whether it's management or accounting or something like that. But otherwise, I'm just a sophomore. I'm just trying to enjoy playing basketball, being in high school, I'm just trying to let it take me wherever it goes, and I'll kind of try to figure that out as I get a little bit older.
That is just a great answer. I'll be honest, it shows maturity beyond your years just to say, you know what, I don't know, but we'll keep working hard, and whatever kind of comes your way comes. I really appreciate that answer.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, and that's just the way you need to be. So obviously I've seen you on the basketball court. Are there other sports that you take part in?
Yes, I participate in golf and baseball in the summer.
Okay, baseball in the
spring,
summer,
I should say.
Okay, well, that is great. Well, one final thing for the people listening on the radio or tuning into the stream. Anything you have for the Tanager fans out there that you'd like to say?
Oh, yes. The town of Vermillion is really an amazing place, supporting the high school and all of our athletics. So I'd just like to thank everyone, that shows us support. We get a lot of support here at the high school. And, we really enjoy when you guys come out to our games and stuff. We got a really cool atmosphere in our gym. So I'd just like to thank everyone for all the support, and go Tanagers.
Go Tanagers. And I know what you mean. That is an amazing atmosphere at the Birdcage. So that is something I've really been appreciative to see this season. So, well, Carter, I promised you about 8 to 10 minutes. We're kind of right around there. I want to thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me, and I'm wishing you the best of luck. Now, like I said, I'm not sure if this will be broadcast during the T game or the Parkston game, depending on the weather, I guess. But best of luck in this game and all the games going forward.
Thank you very much.
That was sophomore Carter Hansen on our player profile tonight. I want to thank Carter, and we'll be back after this brief message here on ESPN Radio 1015 AM 1570 KVTK, kvtk.com, and live on Vermillion streaming on YouTube.
Nice. Maytag appreciates a compliment, but this Maytag washer isn't just eye candy.
Wow.
Inside, it's got the capacity and power to handle even the mightiest loads.
I love this.
Yeah, she's a beaut.
It's a he.
How do you know?
Don't worry about it.
Find Maytag products and the industry's best appliances at your local dealer, Merce Appliance, downtown Vermillion.
Did you know it's easier than ever to find the live stream for your team now at fullerdigital.net? No more searching. One place for all your live streams. fullerdigital.net. Home and away. If we're covering your team, the live stream videos are at fullerdigital.net. Just click on your school and you'll find the stream. Thank you for viewing the FDS live streams, and thank you for sharing it with your friends and family so they can find the games too. fullerdigital.net.
We are back at T Area High School as we prepare for the second half of T Area Titans and the Vermillion Tanagers. In that first half, the leading scorers for Vermillion were Zone Robinson with 2 points, Carter Hansen with 5, and Carter Skogsberg with 4, totaling up to their 11. Blake Thompson for T has 11, Jessen Wiebinga 6, Garrett Wiebinga 8, Reese Kirschenman has 4, and Jonah Koser has 2. So Vermillion starts off with the possession. Start off the second half. Carter Hansen. And they're going to say it was off of Ethan Kerner. Ethan didn't agree. Didn't think he touched it after it was tipped away. So Blake Thompson over to Jonah Koser on the left-hand side. Koser over to Olmus on the left-hand side now. Kirschman top of the key, down to Olmus, right under the basket for an easy 2. It's Olmus's 4th points of the game. Here's Carter Hansen under the basket, up and under for his 7th points. Hope you enjoyed the interview with Carter. Seems like a really good kid. Here's Jonah Koser over to Blake Thompson on the left-hand side. Sam Almas drives on the left-hand side. Ball to Wiebinga. Tracked down by Kerner. Kerner over to Koser. Koser back to Almas on the right-hand side. Drives the paint. Over to Wiebinga on the left-hand side. Bounced around, unable to get it to drop. Rebound to Zone Robinson. Robinson drives on the left-hand side. Over to Gestring. It's Gestring, Kerner, Skogsberg, Hansen, and Robinson. Here's Hansen for 3. Off the back iron, Jonah Koser with the rebound. Blake Thompson drives down for an easy layup for his 13th points of the game. Here's Carter Hansen. Hansen has the ball knocked out of his hands. And here's Almas for kind of a dunk. Kind of a dunk for 6 points, for his 6th point. It's a full timeout for Vermillion, so we will be back in 1 minute here on ESPN Radio 101.5 AM 1570 KVTK, kvtk.com, and live on Vermillion streaming on YouTube.
Traveling to your crew makes it fast and easy to order craveable crispy ranch chicken or build your favorite pizza exactly how you like it. And now, for even more convenience, place your favorite order with just one tap. So when you're craving pizza or the country's best chicken, go to pizzaranch.com and start your order. For craveable food and convenient online ordering, there's so much to love at Pizza Ranch.
Safe means you're sort of protecting yourself. My mom and dad told me how to be safe. It's like super duper important. Hold a grown-up's hands. Put a helmet on because you might hurt your head super duper bad.
Protect their future by protecting yours with your local State Farm agent, Dick Sunday.
Back here at T Area High School, Carter Hansen brings the ball up, gives it off to Kerner. 6 minutes remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Vermillion trails 40-13. Ball hands off to Zone Robinson. Robinson looks to drive. Ball is off of Jessen Wiebinga. 16 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Wyatt Gestring will take the ball out. Inbounds to Zone Robinson in the lower right corner. Zone with the up and under, and that is blocked by Kirschenman. Kerner with the defense on Blake Thompson. Thompson brings it across. Over to Koser. Koser drives the paint with the little floater, unable to connect. Rebound by Kirschenman. Not sure how they didn't call an elbow there on Kirschenman. I mean, that was a pretty wild. And they called a foul on Skogsberg. It's his 3rd personal. First team foul. So it's Thompson, Kirschenman, Almas, Wiebinga, and Koser out there. Koser to Almas. Almas over to Wiebinga. Wiebinga over to Koser. Koser down to Thompson. Gets it into Kirschenman. Up and in for his 8th point of the game. Makes the score 42-13. Zone isolated out front on the top of the key with Almas. Gives it to Kerner on the left-hand side. Kerner over to Hansen. Wyatt Gestring over to Zone. Zone drives. Met there, and that is blocked by Sam Almas. 12 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. Or on the shot clock, 4:40 remaining in the 3rd quarter. T leads Vermillion by a score of 42-13. Hansen inbounds to Robinson. Robinson gets it down to Hansen. That is stolen away. Thompson drives. And he is fouled by Wyatt Gestring. That's Wyatt's.
Fouls on the Tanagers, number 32, Wyatt Gestring.
That's Wyatt's
At the
first
free throw line for the
foul.
Titans, number 3, Blake Thompson.
Blake Thompson goes to the line. Misses the first end of the 2 shots on the foul. Trey Hansen in now. Came in for Ethan Kerner. So score is 43-13. Thompson hit that second free throw. Here's Carter Hansen. Trey Hansen from the top of the key to shoot for 3. Grazes the front of the rim. Rebound to Kirschenman, or Wiebinga. Now to Thompson, over to Koser. Layup by Almas. Unsuccessful. Rebound by Kirschenman for his, and put back for his 9th and 10th points. Here's Carter Hansen. Gets it over to Wyatt Gestring. Gestring to Hansen. Hansen loops around, drives down the middle. Here's a jumper just inside the 3-point line, unable to connect. 45-13 here in the third quarter. Zone Robinson with the steal. Drives in. Unsuccessful pass stolen away by Kosher. Up to Kirschenman. Kirschenman unable to complete the layup. Rebound to Gestring. Connor Rohrig to come in. And Zone Robinson will be fouled by Reese Kirschenman.
Fouls on the Titans, number 15, Reese Kirschenman. His third personal foul, first team foul.
It's his third personal, first team. Rohrig comes in for Gestring. So it's Rohrig, Hansen, Skogsberg, and Robinson. Carter Hansen brings the ball up. Lost control of it. It's just been one of those nights for Vermillion. Just some of the basic things are tough. Rohrig on the left-hand side, over to Zone Robinson. Left-hand side of the key. Robinson to drive, kicks it out to Trey Hansen. Trey Hansen drives, kicks it out to Carter at the top of the key, over to Zone on the right-hand side. Zone for a long 3. Doesn't even hit rim, unfortunately. Kirschenman up to Thompson. Thompson for a long 3, and that is good. That gives Thompson 17 on the night. Ball being brought up by Carter Hansen. Over to Trey Hansen. Rohrig on the right-hand side. Rohrig for 3, just off the front iron. Rebound by Carter, up and in. That gives him 9 points on the evening. Wiebinga over to Thompson, down to Koser. Brings it back to the top of the key. Cole Tweeting is looking to come in. There's a steal by Zone. Zone brings it down. And he is fouled on the shot by Jonah Koser. That'll be Jonah's first foul, second team foul.
Fouls on the Titans, number 1, Jonah Koser. His second personal foul.
So after this free throw, Cole Tweeton and Trillian Sorrell will be coming in for Vermillion. First free throw is no good.
Substitution for the Tanagers, number 15.
Coming in for T will be Garrett Wiebinga, Boston Williamson, and Jackson Smythe. Tweeton came in for Carter Skogsberg. And Sorrell hasn't come in yet. I believe he's waiting to come in for Zone if he had made that free throw. Next stoppage, he'll come in. Koser to Williamson, off of Williamson's hands, out of bounds. So for T, it's Williamson, Almas, Koser, Wiebinga, and Smythe. For Vermillion, it's Tweeton, Sorrell, Rohrig, Carter Hansen, and Trey Hansen. And Sam Almas to the top of the key. And that was a play by Smythe. Smythe to Williamson. Rebound by Tweeton. Here's Carter Hansen from the right-hand side with the floater, and that is blocked by Williamson. Here's Koser bringing up the ball. At the top of the key, looks to drive the lane, kicks it out to Jackson Smythe. Smythe brings it around over to Wiebinga, over to Almas. Almas up for three, no good. And at the end of three, Vermillion trails T area by the score of 48-15. We'll be back in 1 minute here on ESPN Radio 101.5, AM 1570 KVTK, kvtk.com, and live on Vermillion streaming on YouTube.
Let's be real. You have a business to run, people to pay, money to make, and a life to balance. Good thing you also have First Bank and Trust. With our cash management solutions, you can issue payroll, accept payments, and manage cash flow, all while tapping into some of the best fraud prevention tools available. When managing a business is easier for you, so is managing a family. First Bank and Trust. Real banking, real easy. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Avenue.
Knutson Family Dentistry in Vermillion, they strive to provide the highest quality patient-centered dental care in a friendly, relaxing atmosphere. Knutson Family Dentistry works hard to provide the best cosmetic, general, and emergency dental treatment in the area. With over 50 years of combined dental experience, the latest dental technology, and a professional and compassionate staff, they're your top choice for dental care. Call for an appointment at 605-857-8008. Knutson Family Dentistry of Vermillion.
Back here at T for the fourth quarter. Score is 48-15. T leads Vermillion. I believe this will be running clock with a 30-point lead here in the fourth quarter. In for T, we have number 10, Marshall Smythe, Boston Williamson, Jackson Smythe, and Garrett Wiebinga with the three-point attempt. Ball off of Garrett Wiebinga. In for Vermillion, Gestring, Carter Hansen, Carter Skogsberg, Zone Robinson, and Ethan Kerner. Carter Hansen over to Zone Robinson on the left-hand lane with the short jumper, and he is fouled by Jackson Smythe. That'll be Smythe's second foul of the game, third team foul. That'll send Zone to the line. Tonight, Zone's only got the 2 points. Those are both from the free throw line. He is now 3 for 3 from the line. Here's his second free throw. And up and good. 4 points on the night for Zone Robinson. Vermillion's being led by Carter Hansen with 9. And Carter Skogsberg with 4. That's our total of 17. And that is Garrett Wiebinga with a short in-the-lane jumper. Gives him 10 points. He's now in double figures on the evening. Zone Robinson over to Kerner. Kerner to Gestring on the left-hand side. Skogsberg at the free throw line with a long jumper just off the back iron. Rebound to Kerner, and Kerner goes up, and Kerner is fouled. Like I said, though, the clock will continue to run. We're at 6:47 remaining and counting. Foul was on Wiebinga. Garrett Wiebinga, his third. Ethan Kerner looking to get on the stat sheet for the points. First free throw is good.
Kerner at the line for the Tanagers.
Makes the score 50-18. Second free throw up. Second free throw good. Now in the postgame, I'm not sure if Coach Drake will come up. They might be wanting to get on the road, so we'll see how that goes. But I'm sure he'll have stuff to say for the next game. And there is Smythe, Marshall Smythe with the short floater. Unsuccessful rebound to Carter Hansen. Kerner over to Robinson at the top of the key. Robinson drives the lane. And is tied up, but gets it out to Wyatt Gestring. And Ethan Kerner with a shot blocked by Boston Williamson. Ball goes out of bounds. Coming in, Keaton Newborg Emerson Otten and Jack Qualseth. Newborg's a 6-foot junior, Qualseth a 5'10 junior, and Otten a 6'3 sophomore. So that leaves Williamson. It's Otten, Qualseth, Newborg, Williamson, and Smythe, I believe. Marshall Smythe. Kind of said that like Bond, James Bond.
Number 33, Trey Hansen. Number 12, Landon.
So coming in for Vermillion, you have Trey Hansen, Connor Rohrig, Landon Cerny, Cade Roovers, and Trillian Sorrell. The Tanager fans here giving them a round of applause. So final 5 minutes will be with reserves for Vermillion. Get them some playing time. So it's Otten over to Smythe. Smythe with the drive and the lay-in. Marshall Smythe with 2 points. Rohrig brings the ball up for Vermillion. 52-19 with 4:47 remaining, and the clock will continue to run. Trey Hansen at the top of the key. Looks to drive. And just short on the lay-in. Rebound by Sorrell. Up and no good. Rebound by Emerson Otten. Cade Roovers with the attempted steal. 3-point attempt for Marshall, or for Jack Qualseth. Here's Marshall Smythe, drives after the rebound by Williamson. Marshall Smythe around the screen from Williamson, gets it down, and that is knocked away by Cerny. Back out to Smythe. That just hits the net, does not hit the rim. It's out of bounds. 4 minutes remaining and counting. Now coming in, Carter Turek for Boston Williamson. So T is officially out of their regular rotation. It's Emerson Otten, Carter Turek, Jack Qualseth, and Marshall Smythe out there. Nope, yeah, Keaton Newborg is out there. So Cade Roovers steps on the line, ball over to T area. Brought up by Marshall Smythe. Have to look at these games as learning exercises. You know, it got off to a rough start for Vermillion. Just, you know, I don't think this is indicative of how a game would look another time with these two. So right now it's Jack Qualseth in the lane, out to Emerson Otten. And 35 called for a foul.
Fouls on the Titans, number 35, Emerson Otten, his first.
So now coming in for Vermillion, number 40, Sean Doan, coming in for Trillian Sorrell. So that puts Trey Hansen, Connor Rohrig, Landon Cerny, Cade Roovers, and Sean Doan out there for the Tanagers. During the football season, Doan had significant playing time with the football team as the quarterback, with Ty Hertz getting injured. Haven't seen too much of him on the basketball court yet this year, but Sean Doan is just a sophomore. Here's Marshall Smythe. Down to Carter Turek, and Turek is up and in.
Carter Turek.
On the drive, a foul is called on T. On number 35, Emerson Otten has his second foul. Going to the line will be Trey Hansen. First shot is successful. Wyatt Morse will now check in for Landon Cerny.
Number 44, Franklin Moore.
Trey Hansen's second free throw just off the front of the rim after rolling around. Ball goes out of bounds off of Connor Rohrig. Clock will continue to run, minute 37 and counting. So just a few possessions left in the game. Here's Marshall Smythe over to Carter Turek. Back to Smythe. Smythe for three off the backboard. Rebound by Trey Hansen. Hansen goes in, unable to complete the drive. Vermillion trailing 54-20. Rohrig comes up on Keaton Newborg. Here's Jack Qualseth. Qualseth over to Marshall Smythe. Smythe back out to Emerson Otten. Otten to Newborg. Newborg to Turek. Qualseth with the short jumper in and out. Rebound by Connor Rohrig. 45 seconds remaining. Rohrig brings it up, drives, floater up and in for Connor Rohrig. So 54-22, Vermillion trails. 20 seconds remaining here in the game. Keaton Newborg has it at the top of the key. Just a few seconds between shot clock and game clock. 3-point attempt here for Jack Qualseth is unsuccessful. Rebound goes to T. They'll just hold the ball, and that's the way the game will end. T area Titans will go to 2-2 on the season. Vermillion will fall to 2-3 as the T area Titans beat the Vermillion Tanagers by a score of 54-22. We'll be back in 3 minutes here on ESPN Radio 101.5 AM 1570 KVTK, kvtk.com, and live on Vermillion streaming on YouTube.
Clay County Abstract and Title Company has a complex job that boils down to something very simple: helping you purchase your dream with confidence. When investing in a new home, a new site for your business, or piece of property, you want peace of mind that the property is truly yours. Clay County Abstract and Title Company has been doing just that since 1946. Clay County Abstract and Title Company, proud supporters of Vermillion activities and proud to be a part of your dreams come true.
Pump and Pack told me to keep this video simple, so I don't need to tell you about the great selections on drinks. You probably already know he has a South Dakota DMV now kiosk to renew your license plates. Snacks, too many of those to even mention. Oh, and when you fill up that Pump and Pack, Kevin gives a portion of the money back to a charity. I guess I really don't know what to talk about. Simple enough. Pump and Pack in Vermillion.
Need a new set of tires? Look to Carlson's Body Shop in Beersford. How about some accessories like WeatherTech floor mats, Access roll-up truck covers, bed liners, remote car starters, and thousands of other products. Hey, you can look at everything at your convenience online too at carlsonsbodyshop.com. No wonder the song says,
Bring it down to Carlson's Body Shop, your complete car care center.
Hard isn't for the weak-hearted. You're the first one to punch in and the last one to clock out. Every project, every day. Your hobbies are no different. Miles of scouting, hours of planning, one split second with everything on the line. Can you trust your equipment? Work or play, Runnings has the gear you need to be the first one out there and the last one to leave. The farm, the field, or even at home, Runnings has what you need.
Your invitation to thrive in Yankton, South Dakota. Nestled on the bluffs of the Missouri River, plenty of outdoor adventures are waiting. Whether you work remote or in a traditional office, we have a spot for you. Quality healthcare, diverse manufacturing, progressive school system, Mount Marty University, and so much more. Explore with family and friends. Let's thrive together.
We're a little bit different here at Vermillion Federal Credit Union. See, unlike banks, we're a member-owned not-for-profit institution, meaning members like you are the owners, and the profits are returned through better fees and lower rates.
Hey you, down in front!
And since our members are our owners, we exist to serve you and make sure that you're as comfortable as possible here. So come on in and act like you own the place, because you do.
Open your free checking account today. Vermillion Federal Credit Union.
Back here at T Area High School, where the T Area Titans boys basketball team has defeated the Vermillion Tanagers boys basketball team by a final score of 54-22. Leading scorer for Vermillion was Carter Hansen, who had 9 points on the evening. He also had 5 rebounds, which I believe led the team. That was part of the problem tonight. They just weren't able to get second chance points. It was just a tough night for Vermillion, and I don't, again, like I said, I don't think this is indicative of how a game would go a second time. But yes, Carter Hansen led them with 9 points, followed by Zone Robinson and Carter Skogsberg with 4 points each. And for Zone, that has to be frustrating. That's well below his season average, and that's well below all their season averages. That's just the way the night went for them, and they just couldn't get on track at all. Trey Hansen did play quite a bit tonight, and he thought he looked pretty good out there, pretty solid. What do you think, Jen? I thought Trey looked pretty good during the time he was out there.
I did too, and he's only a freshman.
Yeah, so incorporated a new player. There were times when you look at Landon Cerny, he was out there. He's a sophomore. Connor Rohrig, a junior. Trey Hansen, a freshman. Trillian Sorrell's a sophomore. Players that don't always get a ton of playing time getting out there. But they were out there tonight, and that's what the team needs. And so the next game, weather permitting, for the Tanagers will be on Friday against Parkston. So we're going to see if Coach Drake is able to make it up here, but if he doesn't, we can wrap it up. Let's take a quick 2-minute break, and we'll be back here on ESPN Radio 101.5, AM 1570 KVTK, kvtk.com, and Vermillion streaming on YouTube.
Midwest Ready Mix Equipment is your locally owned and operated ready mix company. Their specialty, 6x6 front discharge mixer trucks that allows for better placement of concrete and ease of use. Midwest Ready Mix Equipment offers the highest quality of concrete products and aggregates, and also a full-service dealer for Logon equipment featuring telehandlers, excavators, and ASV track skid loaders for purchase or rent. Midwest Ready Mix Equipment, East Highway 50, Vermillion.
Perfect night of sleep can be found with Slumberland's Sleep Solutions Center. Stearns & Foster, Tempur-Pedic, and Sealy all feature. Don't lose another night of sleep. Stop by Slumberland of Yankton. Looking to update the family room? Look no further than Yankton Slumberland. Lazy Boy, Flex Steel Furniture, and more. All at your hometown furniture store. That's Slumberland of Yankton.
You can feel beautiful in your own skin. Candice Couture offers intimates to make you feel your best. Whether you want to feel beautiful for a night or you just want to feel frisky. Candice Couture also offers mastectomy bras, prosthetics, and nursing bras. Candice Couture, 17 West Main Street, Vermillion. We are beautiful in every aspect life throws at us.
Last week, a guy walked into the UPS store in Vermillion. He did not notice the copiers, the printers, the mailboxes, the banners, the posters, not even the business and shipping supplies. It was like he had blinders on. Hi, this is Jay with the UPS store in Vermillion. Many people don't see everything we have to offer when they stop by the UPS store to ship their packages. They miss all the things we have, like printing, designing. We even offer notary services here at the UPS store, located on Cherry Street in Vermillion.
Back here at T Area High School, where the Vermillion Tanagers fall to the T Area Titans by a score of 54-20. We went through the leading scores for the Tanagers. On the T Area Titans side, they were led by Blake Thompson with 17 points on the evening, followed by two other players in double figures in Reese Kirshenman with 10 and Garrett Wiebinga with 10. Jessen Wiebinga hit those 2 3-pointers early on and finished with 6. Sam Olmus with 7 on the evening. Jonah Koser had 1. Kind of rounds out the scoring for Vermillion, or for T area. Now coming up, this was a district matchup. So coming up for the Tanagers, now for the Lady Tanagers, they have a scheduled game on Thursday at Ponca. And Ponca is another powerhouse. They are ranked 2nd in Class C2 in Nebraska. And they are regularly at the state tournament. And so that is the next game for the Lady Tanagers. Followed that with the next night, Friday night, they are back home against Parkston. Right now, Parkston is 4-0, and Ponca, I believe, is 7-0. And for the Tanager Boys team, their next game is Friday at home against Parkston. And it looks like they're starting to turn the lights out on us. But so this was a Region 4A matchup in South Dakota Class A basketball. As was mentioned during the interview, though, T area is the largest school in Class A. They'll be moving up to AA here shortly. They've already been AA for football. So let's take another quick break. We'll see if Coach Drake is able to make it, but we'll just take a 2-minute break. We'll come back, and if he's not able to make it, we'll kind of wrap things up. So we'll take a quick 2-minute break here on ESPN Radio 101.5 AM 1570 KVTK, kvtk.com, and Vermillion streaming on YouTube.
Feed has served the area for nearly 100 years with the goal to continue this local family-owned business for the long haul. Johnson Feed is proud to be a part of the Vermillion community with a facility ready to repair, wash, and sell tires for all trucks and vehicles. Johnson Feed has room for drivers too. If interested, talk to the friendly folks at Johnson Feed. They have over 200 company trucks to deliver products throughout the country and over 375 company employees. Johnson Feed wish the best to the Vermillion Tanagers this season.
Supergiant has supergiant washers and giant dryers to make your wash day fly by. Eastgate is also located near many local restaurants if you want to grab a quick bite. Next time your laundry is piled up, pile into Eastgate Maytag Laundry, located next to Jimmy John's on Cherry Street in Vermillion.
Back here one more time at T Area High School Gymnasium. We do have Coach Drake. We're going to make it quick. They want to get on the road just like we all do. So, just a frustrating game. Never seemed to be able to get on track, and just couldn't even get the second chance points that sometimes you needed.
Yeah, a combination of a little bit of everything, and it kind of just snow piled on us. And, we said going into this game, this will be the best team we've played in our first 5, and we'll learn some things about our basketball team. And obviously we learned a lot in this game. Disappointing. It wasn't a good showing for us, not just because of the end result or the score and stuff, but just the way, we got some guys that we've got to be able to handle adversity on the floor at times, whether it's a missed shot, a missed assignment, a tough call, whatever it is. And that's the stuff we've got to get over the top. And, you can say inexperienced group, this or that. We're getting to the point of the year that we've had situations like this, maybe not down, but like with tough calls or whatever in games before, and you just got to be able to handle it. So, with the game getting moved up and everything, we've gone here for 7 straight days. We practiced yesterday. We'll give them tomorrow off, and then we got to have 2 good practices on Wednesday, Thursday, get ready for a good Parkston team.
Well, and, one thing I noticed, we hadn't seen much of Trey Hansen this season. We saw more minutes of him tonight. Had you just seen something in practice that you thought we're going to give him a try?
Yeah, Trey's done a good job in the sub-varsity games here before Christmas, and like we said, we're searching for an identity as a team and as a group, and we had kind of talked to him and our team, yesterday, and kind of made a decision, give him a chance, look at him a little bit, and I think he's done some nice things in the sub-varsity games, and we probably need his ball handling ability, from a point guard, able to get Zoen and Carter Hansen off the ball a little bit. Those guys aren't true point guards and stuff. So for his first varsity action thrown into the fire here, you know, the big thing is sometimes you worry about young kids kind of having that deer in headlight look. Didn't think he had that today, so that's a positive for him. And just like all our guys, you know, he's got to gain some experience. Got to be patient as coaches and the coaching staff because you're going to make mistakes. But I thought it was a good start for him.
It really was, and you know, like you said, it was just, you know, it snowballed. I thought Carter Hansen did a really nice job tonight. Got some rebounds, and I think he led the way with 9 points. You know, and it just felt like Zone might have been frustrated and kind of let that into his play. So you take tomorrow off. What do you focus on Wednesday and Thursday? Anything specific?
Yeah, you know, and it sounds cliche and stuff, but you know, there's a lot of season left, and we as a group on both ends of the floor, we constantly have to be improving as individuals, and hopefully if we're doing that, and the other thing is we got to be more consistent as individuals and a team. You know, if we got guys going up and down a little bit, good games, bad games here, we're going to be an inconsistent team as a whole. So nothing crazy, just getting back to work. You know, this is part of life. Sometimes you get knocked down, and you got two options: just lay on the mat and stay down, or you get back up, and we'll do that. And you know, I don't know if Parkston will get their game in tomorrow or whatever, but I think they're playing Hanson this week. It might even be tonight if they moved it up. But if they get that one, they're going to be coming in as a 5-0 team. And yet it's a team, and we feel, you know, they beat Tri-Valley there before Christmas in a 4-point game, and we know what happened in our game against Tri-Valley. So we just, our guys will be getting back to school Thursday. You kind of get back into the school rhythm and games and stuff, and just got to get back to work, and you move on.
Well, Coach, I know you have another obligation. We've got to get you on the road, so travel safely. Thank you so much, and we'll see you Friday against Parkston.
All right. Thank you, Michael. Thanks.
And that was Coach Jay Drake, and we're just going to call it so we can get on the road as well. So live, we're from T area, where Vermillion Boys just lost 54-22 to T area, whereas the girls were victorious in their game, 62-34. Again, some people are going to say it was an upset, but you know, early on in the season, it's really hard to gauge. But they beat a T area girls team that had defeated Campbell County, Wyoming, which is a 6-3 team in the largest district class in Wyoming, and they also beat Sioux Falls Jefferson, who is a top 2-3 AA team in South Dakota. So it might have been an upset. It's hard to gauge this early on, but Vermillion girls looked really good tonight. Vermillion boys will hit the practice squad on Wednesday and Thursday, preparing for Parkston on Friday. The girls have Ponca on Thursday, and then Parkston back at the Birdcage on Friday. For Jen Ashley, I'm Michael Schumacher from the Birdcage, from T Area High School, and you have yourselves a great evening. Stay safe out there. If you can, who knows what this storm's going to bring. And so stay safe, and we'll see you, or you can see us on Friday Thursday from Ponca, and then Friday from Vermillion. Have a great night.